Hello, everyone. How you all doing tonight? Welcome to the Forest of Memories. As always, I am Zaruk Windcaller, your guardian, your high remembrancer, and your arbiter. Say hello to the Wispies, and I hope you're all doing well tonight. So, different night tonight. No, Josiah, you're good. So, we're just about to get started. So, with that in mind, we're doing this on Friday night because yesterday I had some work stuff going on and I wasn't able to do this. But we're going to be doing this for tonight. So, I hope you all enjoy some calm and laid back stuff. You can actually hear the music in the background, I bet. And with that, I'm not going to waste any time. We're just going to jump right into this. So, sit back, relax, make yourself comfortable, and let's get right to the game, shall we? Alright. And as always, to start, I'm joined by my good friend Deadpool here.
Hello.
Alright. Let's get this working. There we go. I actually might need to move myself. Hold on a minute. I seem to be in the way. There we go. Just off to the right side. Okay. So, with that, let me just... Yep, we're good. So... Oh, I didn't catch your name, by the way. I'm Gala.
Oh, I'm Lucas. Nice to meet you, sir.
Lucas, huh? Sounds familiar for some reason.
I mean, I'm kind of a big deal online.
I remember now. The toy from the other day had his name on it. Right, Zaruk? Right.
Toy? A toy? You mean the business card I gave you?
Yes, that. I forgot. He gave us both an actual business card and then a fidget spinner. Like,
apologies for being late. Life
right.
happened and did things.
That's cool. Welcome.
Oh, no worries.
Welcome, Josiah. Give me a second.
Howdy.
Let me turn your thing on here. There we go. So let me move. There you go. Okay, I just need to make that quick change right there. All right. Yes, that.
I see now. Somehow, you gave it to him instead.
I did. I'm sorry. Let me be the one. Oh, Josiah. Yeah, you wanna do Gala?
Let me be the one to apologize for that. Zaruk gave it to me because I was having a small trouble at work.
Give me a second. There we go.
Yeah? Was it helpful in any way? I mean, it's pretty good at easing up anxiety and such.
I thought the children would like it, but apparently for them it's a little passé. Oh god, fidget spinners are passé. I feel old.
What? Though, that does make sense.
Children nowadays mature really fast.
Yeah, they sure know their trends early.
That is true. It's just how things are, for now and in the future. Gotta keep up with the world, else you'll get left behind.
Yep. Anyway, thanks for the idea of having toys around the office for the kids. I'll make sure to have more up-to-date stuff for them.
Yeah? Glad I could help.
Well, nice meeting you. Good luck with your future auditions, Miss Riona.
Thank you.
See you around.
Bye, Zaruk.
Take care. And this time, could you make sure
And
to...
thanks for the coffee. Thanks for the coffee cup.
Right.
You okay? It's getting real late. I still want to talk, but if you're tired, let me know. Have you eaten? Do you want something to eat? Am I being too pushy?
We don't sell food here.
You don't?
That's weird. Hey, Red Mage, that's weird. What kind of cafe does... Well, actually, yeah, that... I was about to say, considering it's only open at night, that kind of makes sense.
Sorry, sir. I just had the thought of you just in Squidward voice. We don't serve food here, sir.
Yeah, we don't sell food here, sir. Yeah, but because remember the Freya mentioned in the first game and the baristas mentioned in this game. Place opens at like 11 p.m. and then closes at like I think 4. So like yeah, most of the time, yeah. Why would you need food? So
No wonder your place is always empty.
well,
Just kidding. Zaruk, don't hate me, please. Huh? Do you want another drink, maybe?
he is like he's laying it on thick, isn't he?
Yeah, a little bit. Just a little.
I wouldn't mind one.
Nice. What do you feel like having?
Something without milk, with a fresh feeling and some brightness to it. I'm also quite partial to the blue pea tea.
Oh! Okay. I'll order something for you. May I?
Sure.
Zaruk, could you try this mix? I saw this pretty drink in a video and looked perfect for a lady.
Yep. What is it?
It had blue pea as a base, a lot of mint, and a splash of lemon.
Okay. Mint.
Hold on.
Hello?
Oop.
Yeah.
It's weird. I thought. Huh. Okay. Never mind. Sorry about that. I thought I heard another voice. And let's see. Blue pea, mint, lemon.
The other voice was George
Oh.
criticizing your actions.
Ah, that. Wow.
Ooh. Okay, that's pretty.
Yeah. So.
I
Cool thing,
want the taste of galaxy, please.
yeah. So.
Is that a pan-galactic gargle blaster?
Yeah. Also, Andrea's right. Andrea's right. Lucas has a definite "Oh God, please don't hate me" energy to him. But yeah, I've seen this trick before. The cool thing here is that that red or that kind of purplish red at the bottom. That's the lemon. Like I don't know what they do. I don't know if it's served with lemon normally, but to get this kind of effect, you would put it at the bottom of the drink so it gives off that color. So.
Ooh, something to try later.
Here you go, miss. From the man sitting right beside you. See. Galaxy Mint Tea. Witness the morphing nebula as the lemon is poured into the cup. Magical and refreshing. Oh, you pour the lemon in.
I
Okay.
guess you can say it's magically delicious. You love us.
It looks nice. Very pretty. Welcome, Silver, and welcome, Hop.
Hello, Hop.
I like it. Thank you.
I'm glad you do. And wow, Zaruk, it looks exactly what I envisioned. You're a G.
I'm happy.
what?
Yeah. What? Do you mean I'm like? Okay.
Is that down with the kids or something?
I mean, this takes place in like what 2030 something. So I don't know. I'm 30 years old now. Like I stopped.
Youngster.
I stopped with slang. So
I used to be with it, and then it kept changing.
Yeah.
It'll happen to you too.
though to be fair, I'm still like even now I'm still saying things like yeet because that's basically been accepted into into modern what is it? Modern
Vernacular.
into the modern vernacular.
Yeet is also a great word.
Yeah. Remember, yeet for distance and Kobe for accuracy.
I'm not gonna say it. I could be very cursed.
Man, that whole case earlier, though. It was a lot to take in.
For those who don't remember what they're talking about, it's about the about how all the tires for the vehicles have been missing around a certain area where there were gatherings of Fey people. They had an open air market and there was an accident. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so now they believe that because the tree where people would leave offerings was pulled up, now the spirits are just, jokingly, because they're Fey spirits, they're taking the tires from cars.
Of course, it's the friggin' Fae.
Yeah.
Also, about the whole forgetting thing, that really gave me chills.
Why?
Don't you feel scared of just disappearing in the end? 'Cause I do. Oh man.
You need
every
to
time
stop talking, sir.
No, every time I keep voicing him, it's like, oh god, it's like I'm really in this game.
I'm in this picture and I don't like it.
Yeah, the biggest fear of all is being forgotten, right?
Yeah, and for me, I've narrowed that down to dementia. That's why I thought I finally understood you too. I mean, the reason why you wanted to become a soprano your way. The traditional way.
Oh? Care to compare notes? Because I've yet to be entirely certain about that myself.
Oh, huh. You don't mind if it's in crayon? Now that's what you call huge pressure.
Just slides a crayon over to him.
Before that, though, can I ask a little teeny tiny question?
Oh no.
Go ahead.
What inspired you to go down this path?
How is that a tiny question?
I mean, I may have an idea on why you're choosing the hard way as they go. Why a soprano in the first place?
Because it's been done before.
Don?
Because there was already a banshee who did it before. So I know it's not impossible.
For real?
I'm glad you have that. I'm glad we made that call in the first stream of this. I'm like, please, just have that on hand.
It took me a better part of the day to find that clip.
That's great, though. Her part was that of a sorbet aria, and she was not very well known. What is a sorbet aria?
Some kind of ice cream knockoff?
Oh, I mean she was a secondary character. Back in early 19th century opera, sorbet arias would be sung toward the end of the second act. Huh. Okay, that makes a lot of sense because, like... Okay. So... I don't know a lot about opera. I do know what an aria is, and the thing about her saying that they're sung toward the second act, I actually now can kind of put that together because, so, about a decade ago, or even, yeah, about a decade ago, maybe a little less, I'm not anymore, but during that period, I'm not ashamed to admit that I was a brony. And I remember that one of the pieces in one of the episodes was an aria that was performed, spoiler alert, in the second act of an hour of a two-part episode. So, and you know how it is, how shows have 3 act structures, even cartoons have 3 acts. You know, like plot, like introduce the problem, face the problem, solution. Just like in any kind of stage performance. So an aria being performed at the second stage makes sense. If Amina was here, she'd back me up on that because we were both in the same boat. And arias, I'll tell you right now, because I do know this about them. They are straining. Arias are like powerful, like, how do I put this? Like, if you want to sing an aria, not only do you have to have a high voice, but you have to belt it out when you're singing. Like, you have to be loud. So, like, and as someone who sang as a, growing up in a boys choir, that ain't easy. Especially when you're with people who have deeper voices and are usually older and have, broader voices than you. It's very hard to be loud. So, anyway.
Takes a lot of horsepower.
Pun not intended, but yes. Because I'm pretty sure you both know it's soprano, alto, tenor, and bass. That's how it goes from highest to lowest. Now I got a question for you, for both of you. Which one of those four is the rarest?
I'm gonna go weird and say a good bass.
What do you think, Deadpool?
I want to say aria.
Well, no. Well, no, of the four I mentioned, soprano, alto, tenor, and bass. Those are the music. Those are the pitches. Which one's the rarest for singers?
I don't know. To be fully honest,
It's actually a tenor. The tenors are the rarest. Now there is baritone, which is like the middle ground between bass and tenor. But yeah, tenors are the rarest. Because you have to be that fine line between deep and then not too deep, but on the deep end with a tenor. Anyway. Hawkers would use the time to offer their wares for the last time to the patrons. Often desserts. I get it. Sorbet aria. I get it. Hence, sorbet aria. Wait a minute. Okay. Now that makes it weird. Okay, weird fact. My family got the privilege to go to London one year. We spent Christmas in London, and while we were there, we got to see Phantom of the Opera. Now they don't do this, I don't think, in the United States. But in England, when they perform like stage shows, they actually do at certain points bring out ice cream and stuff before the second act. So yeah, now I get it. Makes sense. Oh, I see.
Like background scene at the end of the show or something?
Yes. Things are different nowadays because people are expected to listen to the end. The first time I heard her voice was on an old recording of a comedy opera. I was still very young back then. She was playing a confused maid role at the very end of the opera, wondering why and how people could act so crazy when in love. But despite her confusion, she thought she wasn't so old that she couldn't find out the reason herself. It was a funny epilogue to the opera. But hearing a banshee sing such a playful and lighthearted piece, it was truly an eye-opener for me.
Oh man, I bet it was.
Sadly, I couldn't find any of her other works. But it always stuck with me nonetheless. So I left my commune and started trying on my own. That's really cool and brave of you to do so.
I agree.
I never talked about this before. It's a bit embarrassing.
Nah, don't be embarrassed. I think it's super cool. You're just feeling inspired to push yourself beyond what's expected of you. And wishing to leave a mark on this world.
Is that what you think?
At least that's from my standpoint. You're just trying to follow a path that has been traveled before. And that's not always a bad thing, especially for beings like us.
You're just being careful, yet courageous.
Right. What Zaruk said. Because the path you're choosing to walk is still difficult.
Hmm.
Regarding leaving your mark, I don't know. I just feel maybe you're the same as me. Well, not me, but like, what's the point of being born if nobody is going to remember us? Right, Zaruk?
Well, see.
I'm staying right out of that one.
Yeah, see, the thing is, I mean, I'm a memory imp. Like, I technically, I'm not immortal, but like, I'm probably gonna live a long time, so I get you. But to be fair, and to his credit, you're only truly gone when nobody remembers you. So, and hey, it doesn't have to be the world. Sometimes it just has to be family. So, I mean,
If you just waited one more button press.
yeah, I mean, I like, finally the game's speaking about me. No comment. I'm immortal.
Aww.
Why do you want to be remembered so much?
Why wouldn't you?
Us banshees see the end differently than most. So, care to enlighten me? Hey, you took the can off this can of worms. You can't put them back in. Might as well go.
I only have a 2-volt bulb. I can't speak for everyone else, but in my case, I was a kid who grew up in a large family, you see. Like, humongously large. And yes, I am aware of my stance by saying that. Literally couldn't count all my siblings, even if I wanted to.
I feel like there's a satyr joke in there somewhere, but I'm not gonna touch that. So, and for those who didn't, and for those who know their mythology, you know why I'm not going to touch that.
Cause they're everywhere, thanks to my dad.
There it is. Well, maybe. Well,
Save you the trouble there, Zaruk.
yeah, thanks, bud. For those who don't understand this, so in mythology, satyrs are, well, for lack of a better word, they're like party animals, wild, a little
Promiscuous.
Yes, and like to, shall we say, have one-night romps with women, willing or otherwise. Or, sorry, willing or not. So, yeah. So when he says, my family's everywhere thanks to my dad, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Used to call him Genghis Khan for some reason.
Oh,
Okay, that's a good joke. I like that. Hold on. I have a reward. Hold on. That's good. That's a good joke. I approve of that. Very good.
That reminds.
What?
Sorry, just thinking to myself. That reminds me. I need to push this button.
Hold on.
There we go.
Okay, I wanted to hold on. Give me a second. Yeah, one second. Don't do that.
Sorry.
Sorry. Give me a sec. Hold on. Right. Okay. Sorry everyone. I just wanted to check something real quick.
Understood. We weren't wealthy though, not even close. Did I cut out?
No, I heard you. No,
Okay, I was worried for a second.
Yeah, and no, I guess that, yeah, that does make sense why the family wouldn't be wealthy. I mean, if you're always jumping around, probably doesn't have any, like, set down locations.
I mean, I was gonna make a child support joke, but
Well,
okay,
there's
works
that too. I wanted to gift you a sub, Deadpool, but I think you've already got one, so I can't give you one.
Understood. Well,
Because that was a
later
good
down
joke.
the month.
That was a good joke. So, yeah, my dad was Genghis Khan, and 2% of the population of the world's now related to him. Which is even more terrifying when you think about it.
Yes.
Anyway,
But I can't stop laughing on that.
let's see.
The money situation was always suffocating us. Oh. For real?
Yeah.
Not the best moment, but hey,
Yeah, it's fine.
take what you get. But sometimes Dad would drop by and give us some money.
Not
And if we were
saying
lucky, it would
anything?
all do. When it came down to me, I would have 2 whole pennies.
Like I said, if I had a what is it? If I had a nickel for, what's that quote from Dr. Doofenshmirtz?
If I had a nickel for every time that happened, I have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Yeah.
Though it wasn't even enough to cover utilities for more than a couple months. Then he'd just leave again, and a couple days later.
Are you the eldest?
Nope. But my older bros had already moved out by the time I hit high school.
This left Lucas alone as the next oldest brother to do most of the work and suffer the punishments and suffer the humiliating punishments. This upset his family, who punished him greatly. Sorry, I was trying to make an oversimplified joke, but I couldn't get all of it.
Let's say, are you okay? Do you have something to talk about?
Well, no. In Oversimplified's video on the Angry Mustache Man, what happened was that Angry Mustache Man had an older brother. So that older brother ran away when he was like 14 or 15, leaving the 9-year-old Angry Mustache Man to do almost all the chores around the house and be disciplined by his father, who punished him severely, like a lot. So you can imagine being heavily disciplined as a 9-year-old is a lot. It's probably not good. So
that just makes me remember a scene from the Grand Tour. Have you seen that one? They were exploring Stalin's old house, the other Angry Mustache Man.
Yeah.
And they talk about, this was where he was as a boy. And he said, when I grow up, I want to be the biggest and nastiest piece of work in the world. And his parents said, there's a little Aryan boy growing up a little ways away from here, he wants to be the nastiest piece of work the world's ever seen. But if you try real hard and you work real hard at it, then I think you can take that title. Yes, I don't want to be a cobbler or a carpenter like my father. I want to be the biggest bastard the world's ever seen.
Go and be the biggest bastard, Eosif. Go and be the biggest bastard. Go ahead.
I was so surprised when my dad gave me the house after he died.
Oh.
Which is where my mom and siblings live now.
I'm sorry to hear about your father.
No, it's fine. I mean, yeah, it was weird to receive the news of his death from an attorney.
Yeah, here's your father's death certificate, and here's all the debts he still owes.
I managed to fulfill those debts. I managed to fulfill them.
Oh.
Knowing he passed away by himself. That's what hurt. And how it took them a week to find out.
Oh.
Natural causes, by the way. So...
Okay. I love how he's just like, wait. He's like, situation darkening. Let me put the fears at ease. Natural causes.
I mean, how did he check out with absolutely no one knowing?
I mean, like, heart attacks can do that if no one's nearby. Like, heart attacks, strokes, anything. I mean, and again, I'm not surprised, like, for him to be like, oh, they didn't find him for a week. Stalin had a stroke and they knew where he was and nobody checked on him for 12 hours. So, like...
Where were my other siblings? What happened to his ladies? It was just so crazy to me. And I guess it just kind of haunted me.
Haunted how?
My life growing up was filled with disappointment over him, you know? I mean, in the best way possible. My disappointment actually drove me to work hard for my family. Got Employee of the Month for a whole year straight. I just...
Vilified.
Okay, I was saying that right.
Yeah.
I was just vilifying him in my mind, like shaking my mental fist at him, yelling at that cloud in the sky. Gonna do so much better than you, sir, and all of that anime stuff.
I see.
But then I received the news that he left me the house. Like, I know we had no money. That house is probably one of the only assets he had left. So when he gave me the house in his will, all I could think about was what went through his mind exactly.
Hey, Rainbow.
Why
yeah,
me?
We're doing good. Hope you're doing good too. The fact that he had a will at all was probably already a surprise for you.
Exactly. What am I supposed to think of that? What am I supposed to think of him? And does it even matter anymore? When he's already long gone. Anyway, so my older brothers came back, right? They wanted me to sell the house and divide the earnings, like...
Wanting a slice of the inheritance pie, huh? You didn't do that, right?
Heck no. That's why I left for LA. So if they really wanted me to sell the house, they would have to shell out that money.
Good call.
Thankfully, my younger siblings and I are pretty tight. We're a good team.
It is kind of scummy that his older siblings, do what, go to school, do this stuff, and then they bail to get out of the situation. But the moment he gets the house, they all come back and want and want some of the money. Like, again, I know we're only hearing it from his perspective, so we don't know if, his older siblings went off and got jobs or went off and did this. I doubt they're all deadbeats, but he's the only one that stuck around for his family, so yeah.
That really hits home.
That's a relief.
But that was also why I needed money fast. I needed to send money to help with my family's bills. And of course, so I could stay alive as well. That's why I ended up having to join the production house.
The production house?
Yeah, it's like a bunch of content creators getting together to make videos every day.
Red flag. Red flag.
I was young and naive,
Red flag.
I kept getting the breakfast hour.
Why does this sound... I know he was in LA. Why does this sound like those weird things where like all like a lot of those like you guys have heard the stories about all like the Japanese content creators who like all live in these dormitories and like have spaces all over. All over this place where they do like they're literally like little cubicles where they do their videos, right?
Yeah.
Recently.
Yeah, I'm seeing the red flags go up.
Yeah. I mean, I'd heard of I know team houses for esports are a thing, but
Yeah.
Because it was my first time venturing into another state completely alone, after all. So I didn't know better how predatory things could be. And this isn't even going to be an entertaining story.
If you're uncomfortable, you don't have to talk about it.
No, it's not that. I just really didn't like that production house. But I needed the money. Someone there saw my vlogs and invited me in. And as one of the youngest there, I tried to get along with everyone.
Mm-hmm.
But you see, we were all creators in the entertainment industry, right? Which means we all had egos.
Oh boy, there it is.
oh, but yeah, there it is.
So naturally, there was somewhat of a hierarchy of sorts. That's the right
Oh,
word,
dear.
right? Sorts.
Yeah.
Trying to be all round helpful turned me into the butt of the joke all the time. That didn't discourage me all that much, by the way. I mean, I also learned a lot there, not gonna lie. Still. But what ended up destroying my willpower was actually something real close, you know? Myself.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
Well, in the house where everyone wants to be the main character, each of us would need a solid, distinct persona, right? And I was a young idiot. Eventually, I was assigned one too. Which was supposed to be a good thing, but they wanted me to be the worst version of what I am currently standing before you, essentially. With heavy emphasis on what? I had a lot of nicknames too. Let's see here. Hey, baby goat. What are you up to now, satyr boy? Here comes the party goatie. Mr. Excuse. You gonna finish again tonight or what?
Mr. Excess. He
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's ooh. Do we? I don't think. Well, I hope we don't need to explain what these nicknames are poking at. I really hope we don't have to, because I'm over here like this is.
I mean, the game is giving us 10 gallons of paint. I think we don't need to do much else.
Yeah, this is man, they put him through some shit. Like, Lucas has told us in earlier episodes or in earlier streams that yes, a lot of people see satyrs and automatically think the worst with the stereotypes, but this was like, hold on, how old is he? I'm trying to think, because he's only recently been here. He's only recently moved to Seattle, so where is his...
You should have that unlocked.
Not yet, I don't.
Dang.
Yeah, but this, like, I mean, I'm gonna assume he was probably, like, late teens, maybe his early 20s, and they're giving him this kind of joke? Like this?
Yeah, that's...
Fishing?
Ugh.
Yeah, no. barista me may be an idiot, but no, I see this.
We had to go out and try to hit on people.
Oh my god.
And we weren't allowed to come home unless we failed spectacularly. Or scored spectacularly badly.
Hmm.
I always tried to be the punchline, though. Because there were always more views when something ended badly.
Misery loves company.
Gone wrong compilation.
But it was still the worst, because I really had to act it all out, you know? Bothering people for pretend dates. Be sort of a dumb jerk just for jokes.
Jesus.
Yeah.
At least the bouncers were sympathetic. Just so all looked fun for the camera. Even if scripted, I never really liked doing it, honestly. Because in the end, all of it just reminded myself of my dad, you know? And I kept thinking, does the apple never fall far from the tree after all? So yeah, the whole thing just really dramatically sucked.
You had it difficult.
Yeah. Well, long story short, tokenized sucked. The end.
No disagreement there.
Yep.
Sorry, I swear that wasn't what I wanted to talk to you about.
It's fine. I actually learned a lot this evening.
I just didn't want to keep up more of your time. So, can I just ask for a direct question?
Sure.
Great. Would you be interested in guest starring on my new show?
Wow, he's just going right for the throat, isn't he?
Record scratch. Say what?
Yeah.
I realized I was being dumb the day we first met. I kind of forced my thoughts on you. And was just being a general smartass. I undermined your straightforwardness and straightforward efforts because I was jealous of your solid resolve. Since everything I did was anything but.
But you succeeded eventually, didn't you? And you worked hard for it.
Yet I almost ended up losing sight of why I'd been doing all this in the first place. I went with the flow, made excuses a lot. All to justify the gain, but to what end, really? That's why I've been trying to put together a talent showcase for those who need extra exposure. It's going to be a small production thing. It'll be paid, I swear. And not with exposure either.
Good man. Good man. Good man. I don't think we need to explain why if you look, for anyone out there who's an artist or has a talent of some kind, if some dumb motherfucker tries to say, "Oh, well, we'll pay you with exposure," walk off. Just walk. That is like the only exception to that is if like there's some kind of big AAA group or something. Don't do that. That's literally them just trying to get free stuff out of you. Don't do that. Just go. Leave. No, you know how it is. All right. Yeah, the term is even getting for exposured. Yeah, we're not. Yeah.
Though it wouldn't be much at first. Because I don't have that much money ready to use at the moment, so...
Wait, this is a bit sudden, don't you think?
No pressure, though.
How does the show work?
Well, I'm not 100% sure of the shape of it yet. But ideally, it would have, like, an interview at first, and then I'll record your singing.
You want to do something like the Ed Sullivan Show, it sounds like. You want to have, like, you want to bring people on, do an interview with them, and then a performance. Kind of like any talk show nowadays, really.
Not a bad idea.
I need to rewatch those episodes. I'll bring all the gear. I will also be doing all the editing. It's gonna take a bit of time since I still have my own main show to do. But I did start my vlogging journey on my own too. So I can bet you the results will still be quality.
Your show will tank if I'm the first guest. You realize that, right?
If it does, then it doesn't deserve to exist. I don't care about haters, but you do. That's why I won't push you.
I'm flattered, but no thank you.
Okay,
Thank you for considering me, though.
thanks for giving it a thought. Looks like I have to go.
Okay.
It's nothing to do with what you said, okay? Just bad time.
Yes, I get it.
Cool! I hope we meet again like this. If you want to.
Maybe.
I'll take it. Thanks for your time too, Zaruk. Sorry if I bored you.
No, truly. It was my pleasure.
Cool. Okay. I really have to go. See you around.
Safe trip.
Alright, see you, Zaruk. Here's the money for the cup.
Come again soon, and thanks for at least paying for the cup? Huh. Well, at least he paid for it, right? I think tonight was the most I've talked in the past 2 years. And I'm quite glad to hear that. Thank you, Zaruk. For what? For being such a good host. I know I'm not the easiest being to get along with. Hey, it's always a pleasure to have you and everyone around. And I mean that literally, too. I say it in almost all my streams. It's a pleasure to have everyone. It's a privilege and a pleasure to entertain everyone. So...
I feel honored.
Then I'll be taking my leave. I feel like I have a lot to rethink. But I'll see you again soon. And we'll be waiting. Always. Safe trip, Miss Riona. And have a good night. I'm gonna run out of coffee cups at this rate. Phew. I think I'm done for the night. I hope everything will work out for everyone.
I mean, you've been nailing the drink, so I think you're on the right track.
Yeah, I think this barista kind of takes heard the saying of if you try to please everyone, you get knocked on your ass by life. And this barista's like, I'll take that as a challenge. All right.
Helps that a lot of the time it's been small crowds.
Yep. Wednesday, September 27th, 2023. We're at day 9 now. Let's see,
Okay, mental image went something else there.
Yeah, same. World Golem Culture Center grand opening to be held in Bhutan. Lunar Cell panel prototype ready for first test. Newcomer progressive elven metal band Avathor tops the U.S. music chart. Wait,
that is a mouthful.
Progressive elven metal band. Huh. What? How? Is there? What is progressive metal even a thing?
And knowing how the world works, I wouldn't be too surprised.
And I know what they mean by a lunar cell panel. Like, I guess that means it's going to collect moonlight instead of sunlight. Oh, it is.
That's what I get for building a solar panel robot.
Also, Andrea says progressive rock is a thing. So this is progressive
rock.
metal. So, let's see. All the ingredients are stocked up. And the weather's keeping quiet. Looks like a good night to listen to some stories. Or not.
I was half gonna say the cat.
Alright, hold on. Before we do anything, let us check our stuff. Dinner with the team.
Oh,
What
cool.
is that? I see 2 humans, a golem, an orc. Lucas, what is that?
Mascot of the game?
Or a mascot of some kind, yeah. Normal schedule. Like. Taking an easy day because self-care is important. Don't forget to take a good rest once in a while too, everyone. Yep. Like. Have you ever heard a story that wows so you try to go for your dreams because you're inspired to do something or anything? Also, is Fidget Spinner really that lame now? he posted about he posted about it after he heard it yesterday. That's great. Good evening, Mr. Hyde, Mr. Gala. Nice to see you two. How did it go at the hospital today?
Well, it was fine, except I was a little exhausted.
Goodness, are you having issues with the children again?
No, that's not it. It's just... Well, for starters, my Fury's giving me a hard time.
Oh, your Fury? Is it the full...
Excuse me, Mo.
Oh, sure.
Sorry, phone call.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Is it the full moon already? Nope. But sometimes I get pre-Fury symptoms. Pre-Fury symptoms. Yeah, it's a common thing for werewolves. A few days before the full moon, our bodies start to prepare for Fury. And that changes the way they react to pretty much everything. Symptoms vary depending on who you ask. But it can affect our muscles, our appetite, our energy levels. It can give us headaches and a lot of other stuff. Small, but annoying. Well, that doesn't sound pleasant. No, to be honest, it's not great. For me, I've been feeling pretty sore and more tired than usual. And a bit crankier as well. Is there a drink that could help you with that? I never found one, but if anyone can come up with it, it's you, Zaruk. Since a Galahad can soothe your fury, maybe it would work pre-fury as well? Maybe. But I think it need to be more relaxing. Like a Galahad, but with no caffeine and maybe blue? Huh. I mean, that's an easy way of putting it. So a Galahad is tea with milk and ginger. But in this case, we're going to use blue pea as a base, milk, and then ginger.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
Welcome back.
Look at that.
Oh, that is boss right there.
Mm-hmm. A Gala tea. Here you go. 1 Gala tea for you. Josiah, if you're back, you want me to keep reading, or?
Sure, sorry.
Alright, let's see. A silky but spicy beverage that soothes furious emotions and brings dormant joys back to life.
You come up with these names? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Do you come up with these names on the spot, Zaruk?
Oh no, I just have this computer over here that tells me everything. I'm kidding. I'm actually not cheating on this game. I did cheat on the first one because, like, I didn't want to make any mistakes, but not for this one. I have prepared. No. It takes a bit of soul searching to tailor it to the situation and so on.
Almost make it sound like you know in advance what we're going to order.
Call it a 6 cents.
Right. Let's see how your 6 cents tastes. I mean, for you it makes sense, Zaruk, since, let's be honest here, you're basically studying history to prevent repeating it to
Correct.
individuals.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow, this is excellent. Exactly what I needed.
I'm very happy to hear that. See. What's with the long looks, you two? Did something happen?
Actually, Zaruk, guess I'll just come out with it. I need your help.
My help? Come on, I wasn't that bad.
No. Hey, wait a minute. Hey, wait a minute. I was so tired today, I nearly fell asleep on the job. But most importantly, it's not good for you. Moping around, sulking, refusing to look at solutions. I've never seen you like this, and I'm getting worried.
There's nothing to worry about.
Oh, that just makes me want to worry more.
What was it, the old joke? If they say there's nothing wrong, there's something very wrong.
Yeah.
You say that, but then you spend entire nights looking miserable. No advice I come up with is good enough. Hide. I'm barely keeping it together as it is. You should know by now how I feel when Fury's about to hit.
I take it you two ended up chatting yesterday after all.
Yeah, you bet we did. After I walked out of here, I headed home and found this one. Lying on the sofa, staring at the ceiling. Looking so gloomy, it sucked the color out of the room. And it's not the first time either, it's a constant these days.
You know he's telling the truth because look at Hyde's eyes. Darting back and forth.
Somebody's not making eye contact.
Yeah.
Please help me help him, Zaruk.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, when they first started talking, I thought it was a sex thing. But, because, like,
I think we all did.
Yeah, but, yeah.
I'm at my wit's end.
Mr. Hyde. Ugh, fine. The truth is, I'm bored to death. But you're already
And
dead.
you're a vampire.
Yeah, you're dead
You're a vampire,
already.
that's successful.
Yeah. Or I would.
Or is this like Castlevania? You're literally bored with death.
Or I would be, if it wasn't for the whole immortality thing. I'm nearing 40 years old, and I've never been this bored in my entire life. 40?
40?
Now hold on a minute. You said you both met in the 1960s. It's 2023 now. Like,
Wait a minute.
yeah, you're not bullshit. You're 40. You mean 400?
Somebody dropped a decimal.
I think what happened. I think it might have been a typo, because they said in the last game they met in the 60s, so they had to have met by that point. And now that it's 2023 in the game, no, these two would have had. Yeah, these two are older than that. So
Okay.
yeah, interesting. You usually make it sound like you're much older. There it is. 40 years old in vampire years. I'm not saying how old that is in other species years.
Eyes on the prize, Zaruk. Intervention first, gossip later.
You have a problem, Mr. Hyde. I want to help. Intervention first. My apologies. Why are you so bored, Mr. Hyde? My job. What was that? My job!
No need to shout.
Well, I'm also irritated about it, okay?
Oh, just what we need. An irritated vampire and a grumpy werewolf.
I'm not exactly used to sitting around twiddling my thumbs. But modeling stopped being fun ages ago. You did mention something like that last time. You are trying to leave modeling behind then. Yeah. Is there a specific reason for that? It's all just so brief.
Ah.
Back when I started modeling, people thought of fashion in a different way. They wanted to keep their outfits for a while. So they had to be elegant, well-made, and versatile. Some campaigns that I featured in stayed on billboards for months. And I knew the clothes would last decades. In a way, it felt like I was building a bond with the wearers. I endorsed something that would feature in their cherished memories. But then social media came. It all became...
And then the internet.
Disposable.
Ugh.
The clothes themselves, of course, but the models even more. I shoot a campaign, the brand posts it online, and it gets attention for what, 10 minutes? Then another campaign comes in, and everything's forgotten. Blink, and it's gone. To him, probably, yeah.
I feel that, and I hate it.
Also, and look, hi Fountain, love you, baby.
Evening, ma'am.
Come on, guys. This is the
Hello,
future.
Big
If we
Tilda.
don't
Hi,
keep
everyone.
up, we're just going to be
Love
left
one,
behind.
Zaruk W,
Besides, don't
smiles,
you want to hear
Zaruk
the new
George.
equalizer?
That's... I know what you're referencing with that, and my nostalgia is very happy. That's a Teen Titans reference. I approve. But remember...
It felt fitting.
Now remember, and Andrea made a good point. Hyde said that he knew Rembrandt, or he like saw some of Rembrandt's stuff. Rembrandt was around in the 1600s, so Hyde is probably 400 something years old. So to him, yeah, blink and it's gone. So
Yeah. Although he's not far wrong.
yeah, there's no bond to be built there. Isn't that changing these days though, with slow fashion and the like? That's true, and people are getting into vintage clothes too. I salute that. But the reality of my job remains the same.
What about your fans? There's so many people following you.
You mentioned that last night, and my answer hasn't changed. They follow me because they think I'm pretty. Being admired is nice, but it doesn't constitute a bond. So, are you saying that you'd like to leave more of a mark? Maybe so. It would be nice if I did something that people remembered. That became
This feels like an echo of previous night.
That became a part of their lives in a real way.
You do know you have people in your life in a real way, right? People who always remember you?
That's not the same thing.
Maybe you should study to become a doctor or something. That would make a real difference.
No, thank you. The job still needs to be fun. Studying for 10 years just to exhaust myself in 14-hour shifts? Do you mistake me for a hard-working vampire? I love how he rolls his eyes.
I'd hit you, but you're not wrong. Do you see what I'm dealing with, Zaruk?
I mean, to be fair, like, I can salute Hyde enough for that, not to mention a lot of, like, considering the stigma around hospitals and stuff nowadays, I can imagine why he wouldn't want to get involved.
Hospital work is a trash fire and it's tragic.
Yeah, and also, hospitals go out of their way to make sure that they overcharge you on everything, even if you don't need it. So,
yeah. Well, the worst part about that, I actually did some reading up on why. You want to know why some of that happens?
because some of that excess money goes to, like, the higher-ups and they use it on their own stuff.
Yes, but also there's a not insignificant chunk of that. Yeah, your brief checkup didn't cost that much, didn't take much time, but the woman 2 rooms over that had to get the swamps of Dagobah cut out of her body because she kept injecting drugs up her taint, needed 12 hours of work, and she didn't pay a red cent.
Why?
because you can't get blood from a
Oh.
stone.
Right. So basically, it's to make up for all the work they do on other people who can't.
I can't confirm that that's always the case, but that is a factor in it, that hospitals need to be able to pay their doctors. And when people who are making very poor life choices keep showing up...
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to sound like... There's two sides to that, though. First of all, doctors swear a Hippocratic oath to help others and do no harm. So if you're becoming a doctor, you should be wanting to help people regardless. Like,
Yeah.
But being altruistic doesn't pay the bills. So
Yeah.
I can understand that. But also, I'm pretty sure any good doctor, not the show when I say that, but any good and respectable doctor is not going to let someone sit out on the curb and die because they don't have the money to take care, like, to get in. They're not going to do that.
Definitely not. I'm not saying that's,
Yeah, I
good.
know.
I'm not saying they should be refused anything, but I'm saying this is reality, and reality often sucks.
Yeah. It does seem to be a thorny issue. Perhaps you'd like to mull it over with a drink in hand, Mr. Hyde? Yeah, that sounds good. Just make me something I like. Anything you've seen me enjoy, recently or when we first met.
Okay, that's the kind of puzzle solving I expect out of a C-era game.
Okay, so thing is though, what he means by that is that something recently, which we may have made him when he's been here previously, or when we first met. So if you remember any of the drinks you gave him in the first game, you can give him that too.
And I appreciate that kind of shout out.
Yeah. Now, I don't remember a lot of the stuff he asked for, but I do remember the very first drink I made him. And that was what was it called? I don't remember the name, but I remember the ingredients because he asked for something strong and bitter when we first had him, when he first visited. So we're gonna go with coffee, and ginger. Yeah, Jahe Tobruk. It's Tobruk, but Tobruk. So you go. This is actually the first drink he wanted. Here you go, Mr. Hyde. You seem to like this well enough. It was the very first drink I made for you.
Nice, Zaruk. And you lost your bet, Hyde.
A bet?
When Hyde was wallowing in self-pity yesterday, I told him many people cared about him. And I bet you could remember what he liked even if he gave you no instructions. So now, I get to say I was right. And Hyde gets to buy me dinner. At a place of my choosing.
Oh, damn! Okay, now, I don't know about you two, but I would exploit the fuck out of that. Like, paid meal at a place I pick?
Tell me, what's your most expensive?
Yeah, what's the most expensive place? Now, I don't think I'd do that, but I would definitely be going to a place that I really like, and I'd eat like a king. So,
Well, he's a werewolf, right?
yeah, he is.
Biggest, best steakhouse you can find in the area.
Oh, yeah. That
Problem solved.
or go to a Korean barbecue place. Fun. So, I need to tell you guys this. I went to a Korean barbecue place yesterday. That thing I had to do for work, it was actually a meeting, and our whole group went and met up at a Korean barbecue place to talk about some of the stuff that's been going on at my job. So first of all, for those who are listening, if you've never been to a Korean barbecue place, go. It is like, it puts Chinese and Japanese steakhouses to shame. It does. It's amazing. But, thing is, if you're gonna go with a group. Like, go with a party. Like, maybe around 4, 5, 6 people or so. Because because here's what you do. At certain places, you can get, like, for those who don't know, you cook your own stuff at a Korean barbecue place. You cook your own food. Like, they have a little, like a little charcoal grill set up. Well, not here. It was a gas grill. But they have a grill set up in your table, and you cook your own food.
Oh, lucky.
Yeah, so, and what you end up doing, now if you're by yourself, you would get things a la carte, where you just pull things off the menu. But here's the thing, Korean barbecue places get the best stuff. Like, I'm talking choice or prime cuts of meat. So you are, like, everything's expensive. And, like, we're talking things like beef, duck, pork,
Oxtail?
yes, oxtail's an option. And beef intestine is another thing they offer, which none of us got, but it was there. You know, strips.
I wonder if it'd be better than pork stomach.
Pork belly, they have that too there. Yeah, they have that too.
No, not pork belly, pork stomach.
Oh.
Ooh.
Well, regardless, so the reason why you want to go with a group is because when you go with a group, like, you can get what's called a combo thing, which is basically where you look off the menu and you pick one of the options that has all the stuff you want on it. You buy that, and for those who don't know, at a Korean barbecue place, you will get that huge tray with all the different meats on it for you to cook, but you also get you get first of all you get a thing of little appetizers, like, and that'll be like kimchi, leafy greens. You know, for us it was peanuts, like tossed in a Korean sauce. And then but when you get your main meal, you get all of the meat that you asked for. You get a soup. You get some fluffed up eggs, and basically it's literally like 3 or 4 eggs beaten together and fluffed up, served with green onions. You get all the rice you want, and then you also get a little salad. All of that is your meal, okay? So when we were there for 7 people, I think the combo thing was like $140 US. But again, and it fed 7 people, okay? So you want to go with a party, and you want to, and everyone needs to chip in, because again, if everyone chips in, it's insane what you get, and it's, depending on the amount of people you bring, it's actually pretty cheap too. And again, this includes getting to try things like shoshu, which, is Japanese rice wine and stuff, or, the Japanese wines. You can get, my boss got a thing of Korean beer. And, okay, to put this into perspective for you guys, I want you to imagine, like a plastic soda bottle you get here in the States. They're usually around, 16.9 or 20 ounces or something. You know how big a freaking Korean beer bottle is? Just take a guess. Just take a guess.
I'm gonna guess it's the size of, it's the size of one of those drinks you get from Sam's Club. Big honking
28 to 30 ounces.
Sweet mothering.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say 1 liter.
Yeah, not that much. But yeah, they are tall bottles. But again, it's a very social thing, because and again, when they bring out this tray of food, it's all the meat you asked for that you have to grill yourself. But what they also do is they give you scissors, to cut to cut the bigger pieces of meat small so you can cook them faster. And again, everything, it's a very social, communal thing. They also give you onions to put on the grill, and garlic, if you like they do at Japanese or Chinese steakhouses, on the flat top in front of you, all that stuff. So again, that's what I would do. Go anywhere I want. I'd be like, okay, let's go to a Korean barbecue place. That's what I'd want to do.
I so wish we had something like that up here. The closest we have is our local hibachi place.
Oh, I mean, well, hibachi's good too, though. Hibachi's good.
Yeah, hibachi is dangerous because have they done this at your place where they have the bottle of sake, the squirt bottle of sake?
Yeah, I know what you're getting at.
One of my friends is overly competitive and keeps trying to outdo his record on that thing. Mistakes are often made.
Yeah.
Am I missing an eyebrow?
Yeah, that's a Mythbusters reference.
No, more like you're basically doing a keg stand chug worth of sake.
No thanks.
You just gotta watch it when Strongman shotguns one of these things.
Oh god, a friend of mine one time shotgunned a glass and a half worth of this stuff. He was fine all through dinner. Then we went outside, the evening air hit him, and he was gone.
Yeah.
He was no longer of this world. At that
Yeah.
point, he was obliterated for the evening.
Yeah, but that's a, yeah, that's what I'd do. If someone told me we can go wherever you want and I'm paying, Korean barbecue. That or a good Italian place.
I wish we had stuff like that around here. That sounds so good.
You're going to pick that horrible steakhouse again, aren't you? Yeah, he called it, Josiah. There it is, that horrible steakhouse again, aren't you?
Tomahawk ribeye the size of my head. Need I say more?
Yeah.
You know it.
Have you won other bets in the past, Mr. Gala?
Let's see. You say it, Hyde.
He's won every single one of the bets we've ever made. Wow.
Yeah, I'm this close to being able to buy a new TV with the money I'm saving on food.
Just rub it in
Ooh.
my face, why won't you?
Later.
I heard heels.
Oh, hi everyone. Hey,
Hey, Lua.
hi Lua. Busy night, I see. Hi, Miss Lua. Hyde seems very petty. No, Hyde is an asshole, but he's a lovable asshole. Like, he's just, again, if you've been around 400 years, you've probably seen everything at this point. So,
He's a dick with a heart of gold.
yeah. Busy and lively, just the way we like it. Well, that's good. And I'm really glad you're here, Hyde. I wanted to apologize for the other night. I was so excited to see you, especially since it had been a while. But we ended up fighting with Bailey's instead. You must be getting bored of our arguments. It's alright. They're kind of fun to watch.
How are things with you two, by the way?
Speaking of... Ah, there we go. Hyde's thing. He's blood sober for 10 years now. Good on the man.
Congrats.
Nice.
Let's see. Currently a model. Past stock trader, entrepreneur, venture capitalist. He's done a lot.
Oh, you were a stock trader.
Yeah, he's done a lot.
What was the most exciting thing that happened?
Oh, that would be...
Stock market crash.
No, he'd be like, oh, that was Black Tuesday. That's the most exciting thing that's ever happened. Hey, guys. Sup? Oh, boy. Is he drunk? Why are you typing drunk? Let's see. Just let me order before I answer. If that's all right, Zaruk. Of course. What would you like? What do you take? We will take Jerusalem. Sorry. Every time I say what will you take or what will you have, I always have to say we will take Jerusalem. I spent the whole day talking in meetings and presentations, so I have a bit of a sore throat. Is there anything you'd recommend for that? Definitely something with lemon and honey. Sounds great. I'd love a lemon and honey drink then.
What would you suggest for a sore throat? Ejecting PowerPoint to the sun.
So I'm gonna go with So here's the thing. I know that lemon and honey is good for a throat, but I've also believed that you need something, something that'll help. The honey helps, but you also need something that'll cover your throat and help it heal. And from my own personal experience, I've always said that hot chocolate does that. So I'm gonna do chocolate, lemon, and honey. Besides, it'll also help with the bitterness.
I've always bounced between either cider or lemonade.
There you go. Lemon, honey, chocolate.
Citrus and chocolate is a good combination. I just never thought of it in that form.
Here you go. Some honey to soothe and some lemon to boost recovery. Thanks, Dr. Zaruk.
I'm over here,
Yeah. This is truly lovely. Just what I need. That's great to hear. My company's trying to get a big contract. Uh-oh. How close to home is this going to be for Zaruk? So I've been organizing meetings with everyone, making sure it's all going according to plan. Rule 1, let's see. Objective 1, make the plan. Objective 2, predict the plan to go horribly. Plan 3,
Objective
3, execute the plan. Number 4, toss the plan out the window.
5 question marks. 6 profit. That sounds pretty tough.
Yeah, it's a lot of responsibilities and decision making. And part of me likes that, but part of me feels the pressure of it. So it's nice to be unwind with a warm cup. Anyhow, to answer your earlier question, Gala, you probably gathered that Bay and I have been fighting.
And Hyde told me a little bit about it too.
Right. Well, we haven't discussed the wedding for the past couple of days. And honestly,
Well,
it's done me a lot of good.
I
Remember,
was hoping.
remember Hyde told Bailey's to just stop talking about the wedding for a few days. Let Lua clear her mind and come up with something. Oh yeah, that's right, Rainbow. It did look like a little lemon boat. Yeah, it did. The thing is, I know Bay means well. He suggests all these things that he thinks I'd like. And I should like them. He's paying attention, not just sending random ideas. I should be grateful that he's trying to please me. But I get annoyed instead. I mean, to be fair, even if someone's giving good ideas, the problem is that, again, I can speak from experience with people I've talked to, a lot of artists that I know, and a lot of other people I know, I've offered ideas. And again, they're good ideas, but the problem is that I've learned that sometimes people want the ideas to be their own. Because even if they are good ideas coming from someone else, it almost feels like you don't get that same, wondrous feeling if somebody gave you the idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't get that sense of self-discovery.
It largely is based on the idea, but in this context, yeah.
And then I start feeling guilty that I'm annoyed, which makes me even more annoyed. It's not great, I know.
Well, it'd be easier if we always acted rationally.
You're asking a lot of mankind on that one, Dr. Gala.
If we only got annoyed at the right people for the right reasons. But things aren't that simple, are they? If they were, I wouldn't have a job.
That's true.
Although I guess you figured out what actually annoys you, it would help.
That's the problem. I'm not sure. At first, I thought I was tired or worried. The decision-making at my job is taking a toll for sure. It's a bit hard for me to also deal with organizing things in my personal life. Also, the financial side of it's hard to navigate. I told y'all before, don't have an open bar, and you can cut half of your cost, just like that. I told y'all, that's true. Not having an open bar saves you at least 50% on your wedding. Because if you have an open bar, again, it's like I told my little brother gets married next year, and I told him, when he asked me, he was like, hey, when I found out, he called me up, was like, hey, Zaruk, I want you to be my best man. And I was like, you don't even have to fucking ask me that question. Of course I'll be your best man. And then I asked him, by the way, I know it's a little early, but what are you doing about the bar? And he was like, excuse me? I was like, yeah, no, don't do an open bar. Tell your fiance, no open bar. Because if you do that, the reason you're delaying the wedding for a year is because of money, right? If you do an open bar, you are literally going to be paying at least, double. Maybe not double, but at least 1.5 times the amount you would normally on the wedding. Don't do an open bar.
Yeah.
Because at the end of a night, if there's an open bar, the wedding, the couple who had the wedding will pay for whatever was, consumed by people.
Yeah. Also, something else to consider is, depending on the venue, it might be a good idea to just not tell them it's for a wedding, it's for just a family get-together. Because there are places that are a little sketchy and will be like, oh, here's your rate for everything else, and here's your rate for a wedding. Slap an extra 0 on it.
Yeah. I don't want Bay to spend too much money, but he's right that involving my family comes with strings attached. I'm not sure how to avoid that, though. But I'm realizing that might not even be the main issue. The more he sends me links to venues and caterers, the more it all feels wrong to me. I don't mean the wedding itself. I want to get married to Bay. But the way we're planning it? I don't know. I've been to my friends' weddings before. I've also been browsing the most popular wedding pictures online. That's your first mistake. Don't do that. Popular weddings.
There's your problem. Yeah,
popular weddings are usually just fun sinks. People dump money into them. Look, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. In reality, Right. And I'm talking me, the person, like, this is not Zaruk talking. This is the person, channeling Zaruk here. When Amina and I actually get married, because that is something we want to do at some point, when we get married, I know for a fact that both she and I both have already agreed that when that time comes, we are not going to dump a ton of money into that. We're not. Because at the end of the day, weddings are different for everyone. And one main thing is that, and this is hard, I know it is, but you cannot compare your efforts and your wedding to someone else's. That is not the point. Mm-hmm. Because if you do that, and this is just a thing in general, this is for everyone to hear. This is more than just about weddings. If you compare your happy moments and the things you want to achieve and strive for to someone else's, then it just takes away all of the happiness that you could have achieved or received. Don't compare. There's no point. And yeah, Andrea's right. A pretty wedding isn't necessarily a happy wedding. I know. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
And you can't judge a wedding by the price tag either.
Yeah.
A friend of mine got married about a year ago. It was a relatively small deal, just friends and family on family property. And it was gorgeous because they did all this handmade, homemade stuff, and it was very close and personal.
Yep.
It was phenomenal.
Yep.
You don't have to break out the biggest credit card you got to have a good wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Just figure out what makes you both happy.
Yep.
It's primarily about her. It's her day to be a princess.
Yeah.
But it's about what makes you guys you. Mm-hmm. What makes you guys happy.
Yeah.
If
go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
It's sorry. I should probably stop talking. Being ripped on by ice cream.
No, go on.
But it's about what makes you guys you.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy, family's very big with them. They have a very large family, very important, very close knit. So that was perfect. You don't have to go roll out the barrel.
Mm-hmm.
Heck, with Lua talking about family, there are some members of my best friend's family that were not quite invited because they're known for being upstarts.
Yeah.
You just it's about you folks. It's about the bride first and foremost, and the groom.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on that.
Yeah, and that is one thing that a lot of families try to do, is that a lot of families try to, bad families, mind you, try to make the day about more than just the bride and groom. If you think that, shut the fuck up. This ain't your day, it's theirs, and it is primarily the bride's, which is why I adopt the mantra of, when it's time for the wedding, guys, shut the fuck up. Let the, work with your wife, your fiance, but remember that it's her special day. This is something she's been waiting for, so let her focus on the planning and everything. However, when it's time for the honeymoon, ladies, kindly shut the fuck up, because this is something the guy's been waiting for, and he's going to make sure, within his power, he's going to make it the best honeymoon you could ask for. And that's what I stand by. And again, Josiah is correct. What?
Fountain.
Yeah. Well, no, Josiah is correct. Again, it's supposed to be about what makes the couple happy. And comparing happiness is pointless and self-defeating. Just, because again, what are you going to do? Look at all these popular weddings and be like, well, I can't have that. Yeah, no shit. Do what you have with do what you have where you are, and with what you have, do what you can with what you have where you are. So.
Apologies for the outburst, but Amina made me shoot water out my nose.
Yeah, no. No. I agree with her on that one. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And it's not just the bride either. If you go to a wedding and you see a woman wearing, unless it was something the bride asked for, where all the women were wearing white or something, which I've never known a bride to do that. But if you see someone else wearing white, that's not the bride. It is your attending responsibility to ruin that fucking dress. not the bride's, ruin the dress of the person who was dumb enough and insulting enough to show up wearing white on someone else's wedding.
Knife hand must be deployed.
Yeah, deploy the knife hand, and again, if you're a confrontational person, get in their face. If not, it's pretty easy to trip on the hem of a wedding dress, of a white dress, and spill wine all over it. It's not that hard. So,
Oh no, I dropped my oil lighter on your dress.
okay, that's a little extreme, but yeah.
Oh, Deadpool woke up and chose violence.
Deadpool chooses violence. So, there's always these big parties, very put together, very classy. That sounds boring. Like
Very overpriced and very stupid.
Yeah. Classy. It's a wedding. Look, I get it. People should, look nice at a wedding, but very put together, yeah, but big parties, classy, define class. Are we talking we talking 3-piece suits? God forbid.
You ain't getting my happy ass in the 3-piece.
Is there at least an arcade in the corner?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Amina's right about that story. The mother-in-law was going to wear a white gown, so the bride changed the theme to wedding gowns while she wore a colorful dress. So the mother-in-law, yeah, that's pretty badass.
Why is it always the mother-in-law?
Because it always is. They have their whole families over, their friends and colleagues. Stop. Again.
Stop.
Stop. Because, again, pick. If your family's small, then you can have your friends and colleagues. But if your family's enormous, nuh-uh. You're, maybe your best friend. But that's it. No. Again, gotta think about this. They rent these beautiful barns and they hire live bands. Okay. I, for one, know for a fact that most people don't, again, first of all, why hire a live band? Again, I think you could just get a DJ and save money and have more options. Most people hire a DJ. They wear designer dresses and bespoke suits, and there's another problem. I'm sure this is pissing Hyde off royally, because designer dresses and bespoke suits, you mean something you're only gonna wear once?
I can feel his undead blood pressure rising from here.
Yeah. I used to look at that and think, this is great, and this is what I want.
I'm waiting for the skull-shaped muscle veins to form.
But now it all just feels more and more off to me. And why don't you tell your fiancé that? What if he thinks I'm getting cold feet? Or that I'm questioning his ability to help with the budget? Isn't he royalty? I think we've established that Bailey's is minor nobility. I don't think budget is an issue for him.
I think there have been a couple of moments where Bailey has kind of hinted that he does not have that deep of a pocket as he once did upon
that's true.
it all.
Yeah. That's up to how you communicate, isn't it? Right, but it's still a difficult topic. We've been through so much. You all know that. This is supposed to be a special day, a way to celebrate our partnership. Bay wants to honor that. He'll feel awful if he thinks I don't. Or if he thinks I don't trust him. I swear, you and your elf are well matched. You always worry so much about what others think, instead of working out your own wants and needs. You do realize that's the important bit, right? I mean, generally, yes, I get that. But how does it apply here? What do you think it means to honor your partnership? To celebrate it properly, for starters?
Stop.
Right. And who are you in that partnership with? I believe you've met him, the blonde guy with the puppy eyes. Right, I'm glad you remember that. Because you were making it sound like you were in a relationship with your friends who got married. Ooh! Ooh!
Oh!
Ooh! Ooh!
Gaia slowly shifts his chair away.
Yeah, he is again, add another ding to the Hyde is an asshole counter, but again, as we've established, Hyde is an asshole, but everyone agrees that him being direct is what they need sometimes. And this Ooh, he's just, like, he's literally Mortal Kombat, like, driving his fist through her chest at this rate. Like, he's going right in. Like
Where's
this.
the lie?
Yeah, he's going right at the throat.
And then stuffing that throat down.
Yeah, and the strangers who put wedding pictures online. Ooh. Yeah, an asshole with purpose. Yeah. If you're gonna be an asshole with purpose. This is your relationship you're celebrating. Why are you so concerned with other people's weddings? Your special day needs to make sense to the two of you. Have it in trainers at a fast food joint if that's what you like. That way you can also take the budget out of the equation. A simpler wedding won't feel shabby if you make it feel properly yours. And I love, look at that smile. Like, that is just a smile of, good job, man. I still want a pretty outfit and decent food. Thank goodness. But point well taken. It's just, my family might have certain expectations.
The hell with your family.
Did they openly say that? No. Then maybe they do. Or maybe you just think they do. The only way to find out is to talk to them. Besides, isn't Bailey's also about to become your family? You sure are the only family he's got. I'm not saying to disinvite everyone or to fight with them or anything, though that would be funny, but you shouldn't put their needs above your own. I really shouldn't, should I? You've given me food for thought. Thanks, Hyde. My pleasure.
Amazing how you perk up when you give people advice, Hyde.
Oh, you know what I think? He would make
New job.
Yes, he would make a good counselor. Wedding counselor, or just a counselor in general. You know, he'd be pretty good at that, I think.
And it would resolve some of his ennui on the whole fact of things not lasting as long as they should.
Yeah.
Maybe you should become a therapist.
Therapist, you know, counselor, therapist, either or. Gee, thanks for the vote of confidence. I did say I might become a couples counselor, but I agree with what you all implied. I don't think I'm quite tactful enough for that. Are you looking to change careers, Hyde?
He's bored of modeling. Finds it too impermanent, wants to leave a mark, wants to have fun. Just a very quick summary.
Oh, I see. Well, is there any way you could make modeling fun again? I don't think so. Last time I had proper fun was maybe 20 years ago. What happened then? I was modeling a capsule collection for a young designer, and she wanted to take her own pictures. She got a studio, lugged the outfits there, found someone to do the makeup, and she whipped out an old film camera, a proper relic. I hadn't seen one like it since the 60s. My granddad has an old black and silver camera with 2 lenses. Was it something like that? Yep, exactly like that. She said she preferred it because of the way it captured the light. And also because it was a slower experience. Something that would allow us to connect more. At first, I didn't think very much of it. I started doing the usual posing, switching, posing some more. But something felt different. And then I realized what it was. Most of the time, we were just talking. She only took a picture once in a few minutes, if that. Is that unusual? Yep. Most fashion photographers take dozens of pictures in a row. I felt a bit sorry for her, to be honest. I thought she didn't know what she was doing, and that she was wasting her money. But we had a great time, and we got kind of friendly, I guess. Because, at the end of it, she let me use up the remaining exposures. I fooled around, shot some random stuff, and one portrait of her. Then she suggested I come with her to her dark room. Watch how she developed the pictures and how they came out.
You always did have a fondness for dark places.
Well, it does come with the territory. But as for the pictures, well, they were gorgeous. First of all, I looked really like me, you know? A me I could recognize. But that's not what stuck with me the most. It's the care she put into processing each frame. Well, yeah, if she's developing them herself. Working each picture through the chemical baths. Hanging them, drying them. It was like watching a magic ritual. And her portrait, when she saw it, she got a bit emotional. She said she was used to being on the other side of the camera, and it was the first time she really liked a portrait someone took of her.
That kind of gestures.
I'm in a weird place these days. It's not like me to tell these kind of tales, or to launch into soppy monologues, really. Just forget it.
I mean, this is coffee talk.
No, I think it's a beautiful story. And it gives me an idea, I think, of another career for you.
Please share, Lua. You'd be doing both of us a solid.
Go on, then. Well, maybe it's because I've looked at so many of them recently. But apparently film is making a big comeback for wedding pictures. It's what you said. It captures the light beautifully. And it's a more personal, slower approach. Maybe you could try that. Who, me?
No, the other vampire who's looking for a new line of work.
How do you know about my twin? I think you've got the wrong guy here, Lua. Hold on. You could ask my twin brother, Ida. E-D-Y-H, Ida. Actually, no, his twin brother would be named Jekyll, because he's high. I know I'm
Ouch.
I know I'm disgustingly sentimental these days, but I'm not that far gone. Attending one wedding gives me cavities, let alone several per month. Oh well, forget about it then.
No.
No, don't forget about it at all. It would be perfect for you. Come on, Hyde. I know you like to play strong and sarcastic, but you are sentimental. And you love to chat people up. You'd solve all the bridesmaids' drama and offend the parents. But most importantly, you do something for these people that they'll never forget. They'll look at your pictures their whole lives. If that's not leaving a mark, I don't know what is.
Picture's worth 1,000 words. You're assuming they won't get divorced. Jesus, Hyde, come on, man! Like,
I think he's entering into the denial phase.
Yeah,
he's trying to work out. Oh no, this is too much of what I want.
This is turning against me. I need to be the asshole again. Like, so we skipped we did denial, we skipped anger, now we're on to bargaining, where he's like, well, you're assuming they won't get divorced. Like, I don't know if this is the right topic for Miss Lua. It's alright. I know some marriages end in divorce, but that doesn't change anything, does it? Whether a marriage lasts for a few months or several decades, the wedding is still an unforgettable moment in someone's life. That career in the mafia is really looking up.
You're hopeless. I'm falling asleep in my chair now, so I'm gonna head back. Do whatever you want, you thick-skulled vampire. Just don't stay out too late, okay?
Yeah, alright. That's my cue as well. I have some thinking to do. And maybe some talking. Thanks again, Hyde. And good luck. I hope your next adventure's a good one. It will be. Good night, Lua.
Line.
Zaruk.
See you later. Good night, you two.
Thanks for the coffee cup.
You're welcome. Here we go again. Last one sitting. Indeed, proper night owls. You didn't say anything about that wedding photographer idea. It's ridiculous, right? That's not for me to say, but...
Your actions say otherwise.
But I wouldn't call it ridiculous. Yeah, his finger tapping, like he's anxious. Sounds like you experienced the whole film photography experience. And you do like being around people, don't you? I do, sometimes. But I'm not a romantic. People get married.
A director.
People get married. They think they're taking a first step into forever. Well, there's no such thing as forever. Everyone ends up disappointed in some way. And then, next thing you know... I don't want to sound too depressing. So you don't believe in love? Of course I do. But only a certain kind. You can choose to keep supporting someone, to enjoy their company. You can do that for years, with friends, family, lovers. But at the end of the day, you're still you, a separate person. And they're still them. There's no two souls becoming one. Not really. I'd know. The one time I tried, it really didn't work out. But do you regret trying? No, I guess I don't. It confirmed for me that marriage and the like, it's never going to be my thing. And there's freedom in knowing that about myself. It's given me space to build other relationships that work much better. But at the same time, when I see people who truly believe it, people who walk into it, willing to share their lives so closely, even if for most of them it won't pan out, there's something beautiful there. Like watching a butterfly fly too close to a flame. The fuck kind of analogy is that?
I thought
Right
it was
then.
a moth.
Or a flower bloom like it will never wilt. Okay, that's better. Well, oh, go ahead.
I think you need to cut back on how much bitter you put in his drinks.
Well, in my case, I singed off my wings, but I'm still here. And on that day, for that minute when I said we'd be together forever and meant it, I sure felt alive. If you know all that, then you must also know that it's something worth celebrating. And something worth helping other people celebrate. You're a tricksy one, Zaruk. And I'm too tired to fight your logic. Which means it's time for me to head back. So, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I've had a conversation like this with a friend. Someone who literally thought there was no point in anything. Not full on, nihilistic. But basically believed that what did it matter what good they did when all the good one person does is overshadowed by all the bad someone else can do. And I'm not gonna lie, for a brief moment, just for this brief moment, it's kind of weird. I swear I felt like, even though this is a game, I felt like I could reach out and actually touch the countertop because I've been in this exact situation. I've been sitting, somewhere talking to a friend who literally has this same view. Not anymore, but they did at one point. And it just, you know what I mean. I felt like I literally just had a deja vu so powerful that I felt like I could literally just reach out and touch the countertop. Like, it's...
The flashback became real,
Yeah.
and you could actually touch.
Yeah. So, I get what he means. But hey, ain't no one in this world born to be alone. And, even if you can't find love romantically, there are, asexuals want to be loved, but not in a romantic way. And love comes in all ways, all shapes, all sizes, everything. Love is love, and love for love's sake. So, yeah.
Just avoid the toxic line.
Yeah, but again, That's the tricky part about love. It's one of those things where, like, I've mentioned this before to Amina. The thing is about love is that a lot of people, when people fall in love, they think that it's a feeling that's going to last forever. But the problem with love is that it eventually evolves into something more. And that's the tricky part. Love is patient, love is kind, it does not want, and it does not, you know how the saying goes. But the thing is, those emotional feelings of love will eventually fade and be replaced with something else. Because you've fallen out of love, that bubble of love, but you've fallen into something more. You've fallen into loyalty, into, compassion, into, a partnership. Because at the end of the day, that's what a true relationship is. It's a partnership. Like, I've often heard one guy say that one of the most important things is you want to marry your best friend. Because they're people who know you. They're people who care about you. Yes, you fall out of love and fall into devotion to one another. Because now, and again, that's the thing, love will be tested. A relationship will be tested. There are trials and tribulations that come with being in love. And those lovey-dovey, happy-go-lucky feelings will fade and will evolve into devotion and loyalty, compassion, the willingness to be there with someone for the rest of your life. The problem is that when people fall out of love, they think that they just don't love the person anymore. That's not true. What's happening is that it's changing into devotion. It's changing into something that will bind you two together forever. But sometimes people don't want to go that full distance. They don't want to face those trials and those difficulties because everyone wants to believe that being in love will allow you to conquer anything. That's not how it works. But does it help? Absolutely. It really does. I would know. I would know. But thing is, just like all good things, it takes time. And one thing that I've tried to stress to people who, maybe some of y'all are listening right now, and maybe you're listening to the VOD, and maybe I'm speaking to you right now. But here's the thing. Those feelings of love that eventually fall away and change into devotion, those feelings can come back. They're not gone forever. Those moments where you're with that person you care about and those rush of emotions come back and you realize that this is the person you love, this is the person you care about, that you want to spend the rest of your life with. They're still there. They've just, morphed into something stronger. And that's, again, but love only becomes devotion and all those other things when it is molded, broken, and reforged through trials, tribulations, and difficulties. As Gala said,
temperament.
Yeah, and temperament. And Gala said it best in the first game. A relationship does not survive on love alone. It helps, but that's just one piece. That's just one piece of the puzzle. There's so much more to it. You are, like, no matter how close you are with someone, you are going to argue. You're going to fight. You're going to have disagreements. All of that. And those are tough moments. They are. But the key is no matter how bad it is, you need to keep talking to each other. Because those problems solutions will be found. You'll conquer those problems, and you'll learn more about each other. But to just leave the problems there and not address them? No. And leaving the problems there and thinking, oh, am I not in love with them anymore? We argue, we fight. Do we not care about each other? That's the first step on everything falling apart. The moment you start to believe that is the moment things are going to start going wrong. Now, sure, maybe some people are not meant for each other. That happens. But I do believe that if you can get through the trials, the struggles, and the tribulations of being in love, and when it finally becomes devotion, it'll probably be the happiest you felt in who knows how long. And again, I'm only speaking from the stuff I know. I mean, Zaruk and Amina are married, but Fountain and I have been dating, have known each other for over a decade. And there's no one who knows me, no other woman who knows me better than she does. So maybe I'm a little lucky in that regard. But, go ahead.
If I may make an interjection to
Oh,
build
yeah, go
on
ahead.
that. So, my father's in the ministry. He's done a lot of weddings, done a fair few funerals, a fair bit of marriage counseling. There's a couple, they've both sadly passed on now, but there was a couple at the church he pastors at, and they were married for 70 years when they passed on.
Wow.
Something that he always tells, so this is something he always says when he does a wedding. Love is not a feeling, it's not an emotion, it's a decision, it's a commitment. Infatuation, all these things are temporary feelings, but love is a decision. It's a decision you consciously make that no matter what, come hell or high water, you will remain here, that you will remain with this and make it work. It is a decision of devotion.
Yep.
I think a lot of people miss that,
Yeah.
and it's sad that they do.
Yeah. But hey, all the more reason to fight for it. Of course, Mr. Hyde. And I meant to say, I appreciate our one-to-one chats. I hope we can keep providing you with a comfortable space here. Oh, it's plenty comfortable for sure. Besides, well, it all boils down to this, doesn't it? The way time passes for me is very different from anyone else I know. Thank goodness Scala is from a long-living species. But even then, he'll grow old before I do eventually. The world will change 100 times, technologies will die out, new technologies will come. I will again feel the way I feel now in a century, maybe two. And Lua and Gala won't be around to give me advice. The world won't wait for me. But you will. Am I right, Zaruk?
Peeking behind
Wait
the
a
curtain,
minute.
are we?
Well, I'm not, like I said, I'm not immortal, but I am pretty long-lived. That is very perceptive of you, Mr. Hyde. Hey, you've grown to know me quite well. It's only fair that I know you a little in return. I suppose that's true. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that. To continuing our story. It's nice to know that no matter how much time passes, there's always going to be someone here rooting for me. Thank you for your trust, Mr. Hyde. We will make sure it's not misplaced. We? Keep saying we. I know you will. And on that note, I guess I'm going to browse for some film cameras. What's the worst that can happen? Indeed. Take care of yourself, friend. Speaking of which, Lua's thing is updated. Let's see. Because, wait a minute. Hey guys, guess where I am? Because I sure as hell don't know. Are you lost? She's gonna have to go get him. That would actually be
A policeman knew my name.
And you as well. Okay, now I want to know what is the character? What's the barista? Like, if he's saying, like, is Hyde breaking the fourth wall and saying, I know this is a game, I know you'll be here? Or is the character like, I don't know. I'm confused.
This some Undertale shit.
The world won't wait for you, Mr. Hyde. But some of us will. Alright, on to the next night.
The barista is fully aware that he is being controlled by someone else. It makes the most of it.
Pay no attention to the 3'5" imp behind my coffee machine pulling strings.
Wait, 3.5?
I'm 3'5". I've mentioned that before. I'm 3'5". Zara's 9'2", and Amina is a half giant, so she's bigger than Zara. Thursday, September 28th. New image recognition theft confuses gnomes with dwarves. Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Even when I'm away from it, the AI recognition BS keeps pulling me back in.
Robots asked to give ultimate advice. That's a bad idea. And elven burnout is real. Here's how to avoid it.
I will need time to think on this.
Let's see. What do we got tonight? Girl always has her secrets. Yep. Top of the morning to y'all. Hungover but feeling awesome? Question mark. Just spent almost 2 hours checking on the mobile games in the App Store. The amount of copycat games is just staggering. Yeah, no shit.
Don't even bother with the App Store. It's god awful.
No delivery today. Will resume tomorrow. Oh, she's got a guitar now. She actually, remember her other pictures were her doing delivery. She's got a guitar now.
Yeah.
Neat.
Guitar girl.
Good evening. Let's see. Officer,
Okay.
welcome.
Hey, Zaruk.
How you doing? Officer?
You better not have lost your
Oh.
lighter again.
Sorry. Mine's kind of somewhere else right now.
No worries. Work issues?
What else?
I'm all ears if you want to chat.
That's not far wrong. You're a pal. I'm gonna reel bind Zaruk.
What happened?
Well, never-ending workplace issues aside, things are getting weirder by the minute, and I'm feeling out of my depth.
Are you talking about your recent patrols?
Yep. Been analyzing the CCT footage the last couple days.
Oh, I see. How'd that go? Did the cameras manage to capture anything?
Yes and no. The infrareds caught a couple blurry things. They ran off, turned a corner, and disappeared. Could have been anything. The rats, or cats, or fey bullshit.
The good news is we don't have his lighter, so that means he has it.
But neither fits what I heard on the scene. The footsteps, you know, the laughter. Definitely fey bullshit. Come to think of it, it sounded more like giggles.
Giggles. Can werebeasts giggle?
Not at that size, no. Even if they could, it doesn't explain the footsteps, really.
I see. So what's next?
I have some ideas, but they're just wild theories at this point.
Let's see. Do you know why the satyrs from France are more musical than ones from America? Because they have French horns. Hashtag sorry, not sorry.
Shut up! Shut up! Stand in the corner, Lucas.
To like or not to like.
I can hear Zaruk's blood pressure rising from here.
Oh no, Frank is here. I'm very angry.
Flip a coin. Damn it! It landed on its edge.
I'm gonna give this one to you because I like you. I like you, not the joke.
In short, I'm stumped.
Hey, Draco Nick, how you doing?
You know, Zaruk, I've been racking my brain ever since Miss Riona dropped that bomb about the fairies, see?
Oh? What about them? I know you have daughters, so I can tell you right now, it's not like that old Fairly Odd Parents retro cartoon. That's not it. This is different. This is way different.
What about them is there's not enough aspirin in the world to handle a headache made from the fairies. As it turns out, fairies was an umbrella term for many types of beings. Anything that didn't fit the known physical rules at the time was to be referred to as such.
Oh boy.
Does that mean banshees were part of the fairy folk?
Probably. Not anymore, though. It's an ongoing process, but the list is getting shorter. But back then, any sentient being that was even remotely incomprehensible was considered that. And that includes apparitions. And I don't have a proton pack.
Apparitions.
Yep. Apparitions like ghosts.
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 I love how the thunder cracks outside when he says that. I see.
What do you mean I see?
Eh?
Doesn't it sound like a bad joke to you?
I'm not sure I follow.
But, come on. Ghosts don't exist.
Waiting for it.
Do they? Because if they do, all I can think about is that damn tree now.
Ah, right. The tree.
Does that mean it's haunted?
It could be.
I don't get paid enough for this. I don't get paid nearly enough for this.
It's that tiny a tiny caught in the back of your throat. I'm doing good, Draco Nick. Also, you know what would have been funny? It's like he got scared, he just started puffing on the cigarette even faster.
Don't get how you can be so calm about this.
Huh? Well, why wouldn't I be? I mean, there have been all sorts of customers here. Some of them are so out of this world, even. Sometimes literally.
You're right. I guess you're not the one who's being weird here.
Officer, everyone who comes into my store is weird in some form or fashion. Don't say that. Everyone has their own picadillos.
True that.
You don't mind telling me, though, may I ask the reason you're so afraid of ghosts?
Gosh, no. That is a long story. Not something I'm ready to talk about anyway.
Well, that's understandable.
All you need to know is my fear was never caused by actual ghosts.
Huh?
Suggestion's a very powerful thing, Zaruk.
Oh, don't I know it?
But that's all I'm willing to share. For now.
Okay.
Gotta unlock the final smiley face.
Okay, well, thanks for sharing.
You know, it's funny. My grandpa was very into this stuff. So is my daughter. Like my opposites, very curious and fascinated by the unknown. Not that I'm not, mind you. It's just with my time as a cop and all, unknown variables usually mean trouble.
I see. Well, that makes sense.
They're the kind of people who can see things from nothing.
Whatever caused this fear of ghosts, it really seems to haunt him.
Oh, who did that?
Draco
Who did
Nick,
that?
Draco Nick did. You do realize I can time you out for that, right? I'm not going to, but I have the power to do that.
I have but one response to that.
Yeah, that'll work.
What the?
And I mean that in the best way possible. Like, you know the Zen rock garden thing from Japan? They understand the Zen-ness of it.
I mean, if we're talking about the weird rocks from Japan, don't forget about the one that had a seal on it that had a freaking like a QB demon sealed in it, and then the rock split open a few years ago. So technically, that yokai should still be on the loose.
It took a look at the current state of the world. It had nothing left to do.
looks over at my proton pack. All right, now I have to polish this up then. Excuse me. I don't, but that doesn't stop me from thinking it's chill, you know? Relius!
I think. Wait. Are you telling me you're booing?
You just had to tempt it.
I thought they exercised it. I don't know. Maybe it was sent to the next world, but everyone was freaking out when the rock split open.
The rock contained the spirit of Harambe. But I'm sure he and my daughter could talk about it for hours.
Oh yes, I'm sure a lot of people could talk about Harambe for hours.
It all started when they killed that fucking.
Yeah,
it all started when they killed that fucking gorilla.
Yeah.
Too bad he passed away before she was born.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Don't be. On that note, Zaruk, you've seen my lighter, right?
Get.
I'd say I'm pretty well acquainted with it now, yes.
My bad. That thing was originally my grandpop's.
Oh, okay.
He bought it sometime after the war ended. It is to commemorate the upcoming new era, he said. More ways than one.
Okay, but I've given it back to you, so don't be telling me it's gone, because I don't have it. So...
He honorably discharged due to a severe leg injury he'd never be able to recover from. At the time, he was living right across the street from the former town hall. For obvious reasons, he couldn't walk far. So it was a good location for him with all the veteran support nearby and all.
Right.
Now, about that street. See, my grandpa liked to chat. Never liked being alone, that guy. Plus, he pretty much hated his bleak room. So sometimes he'd go and hang out with the street vendors in front of the place. There were all kinds of beings there, along with their pets from all walks of life. That's why he had a lot of stories about the craziest things.
I see.
See, the street's name just came to my mind last night. Can you take a guess what it is?
Wait, you mean...
Bourne Street. Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne.
Wasn't called that before. That's why the whole thing didn't click for me straight away. But I went through his files and checks out.
Wait, does that mean the vendors he was talking about?
Bingo! You know what? He bought the lighter there.
Wow, what a coincidence.
Are you sure it's only a coincidence? I don't buy into coincidence anymore. There's fey involved. There's no such thing as coincidence.
Yeah. Wait, what do you mean?
Come on. Ain't no way they're just coincidences, Zaruk.
Yeah.
Everything is connected.
Everything is lining up too perfectly, if you ask me.
Uh-oh.
Think about what's happened so far. It was my team that found out about the vandalism before they dumped the whole case on me. Then my car was hit out of everyone's.
Right.
Then my luck started tanking. A broken mug, the fan, the black cat.
The numerous misplacings of the lighter.
Just tons of weird stuff happened in the past week alone, you see?
Right.
Then one thing led to another. My team was chosen to lead the investigation. And tell me, who's in charge of the case? Me. Then there's the Banshee lady, your patron, with some information I wouldn't have thought of.
Okay, first of all, if I'm playing a warlock, I'm not making a banshee my patron. But I get what you mean.
The dead tree stuff, the fairy market. Information I wouldn't even have remembered on my own.
Right.
And now we know why I kept on losing my lighter, right? How are they not connected? Tell me. I think your hat's on a little too tight, Georgie.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Well, excuse me.
Bless you.
If you list them
Torture
all in
us.
order like that,
I'm telling you, Zaruk, that place is calling for me. The case is made for me.
the hole in the wall, it was made for me. Don't go look up what I just referenced. If you're not a horror person, do not go look up that quote.
I don't want to know. But they really picked the wrong guy. I'm just real bad at dealing with spooks.
You mean the ghost kind or the people in suit kind?
Yes.
I knew you were gonna say yes.
They make me question everything I've ever known, you know?
I've always thought you're pretty good at handling ambiguity, officer.
I am unambiguously not keen on supernatural stuff. Because we don't know enough about what's real and what's not. What'll they do? Will they hurt us? Will they bring bad luck, good luck?
And then the agent walks in.
What's the truth? Who knows? Do 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 do.
Maybe you should take a day off and catch up on your sleep.
Huh? What's that?
No, nothing. You know, another patron of mine suggested a documentary to watch.
Yeah?
The focus was on interesting drinks from around the world. You could find everything from the mundane to the extreme, from local comforts to really special stuff.
Ah.
And I kept thinking one particular drink might interest you.
Mm-hmm.
It's something like a protection drink. It's made of coffee, honey, lemon, and a slew of other ingredients.
Huh. Protection from what, though?
From evil spirits and bad luck, I think. Maybe it'll help ease your mind a bit.
Ah, gotcha. But, Zaruk, even if the whole situation is, haunted, there shouldn't be any evil spirits. Right?
I wouldn't know. But I might need your lighter.
What for?
Well, the drink needs to be lit up. I just think your lighter might give it the extra magic boost it needs. Compared to using a regular flame, I mean.
Huh. What are you gonna make me, anyway? Nah, I trust you. Here.
Officer Georgie's lighter. Again.
I was joking
Okay.
before.
Okay then, make me this magical drink you've learned, Zaruk. And
Alright.
that's my cue to go get drink myself.
ahead.
Be right back.
Alright, so it's coffee, honey, and lemon. Whoa, hello!
I'm sorry, but when did you pour in like the few ounces of alcohol to ignite?
Well, I did say it had a slew of other ingredients. That's actually pretty badass looking, though. Hold on, let me look up what this means. Huimata. Hold on. Huimata is an alcoholic beverage of Gaussian tradition. It's a punch made from Gaussian aguardiente, a spirit distilled from the rests of winemaking and flavored with special herbs or coffee, plus sugar, lemon peel, coffee beans, and cinnamon. It's traditionally prepared in a hollow pumpkin. It literally means Galicia fire drink.
An alcoholic punch. Zaruk, as a fellow acolyte of Alton Brown, you know this thing's gonna leave poor Georgie on his ass.
Yeah, but this is from Galicia, which is the if you look at a map of Spain, Galicia is the topmost part of Spain, like right above, like directly above and connected to Portugal. That's Galicia. So this is Galician fire punch.
I must have one.
Yes, Raleighs, we are talking about the
Yes.
Alton Brown. Yes.
I briefly
Honorable
referred
mention
to. Yes, the Bill Nye of food science.
Yep. Let's see. Let's look this thing up. There it is. This spell-laden, alcohol-imbued Galician drink is known to ward off evil spirits. Just look at it. Okay, but one thing that disappoints me, it's not actually flaming in front of him. I would have liked...
I know. I was so hoping it would.
Yeah.
Huh. The drink does light up, huh?
Yep, this is special just for you. So don't tell anybody.
Roger that.
Here you go. Ooh, careful.
Dang, Zaruk. This is really something else. You sure it's okay to drink?
I have no idea. But I'll take responsibility if anything happens. So if you do get knocked on your ass, I'll make sure someone comes and gets you.
Huh. Huh. I'm just being silly, ain't I? Sorry for bothering you with all this stuff, Zaruk. You made me this crazy drink to make me feel better.
Well, you can at least drink it. And don't say that. I'm always happy to help however I can.
Thanks. Huh. Man. At least with crooks, you can actually deal directly with them, you know? Not the case with, apparitions.
Not with that attitude.
Huh? And who are you supposed to be?
You look very familiar. Is this a reference? Who are you?
It's oh god, it's that detective
Gumshoe?
from Phoenix Wright. It's
No,
Gumshoe.
no, it's not Gumshoe. Like, I got an achievement, and it says, a hard-boiled advice. Unlock conversation with Detective McQueen. Everything.
Wait.
Yeah. Why does that name sound so familiar?
I mean, the first name I think of was Steve McQueen, but
Everything can be caught with a little elbow grease. Not actual elbow grease. I won't make that mistake again.
McQueen? Is that you?
Hello, Williams. It's been a while.
Ooh! The Dark Side Detective!
Oh!
What now?
Dark Side Detective.
The
Like-
Seven Hells of the Dark Side Detective. That actually sounds interesting.
Yeah, what is that, Deadpool?
Let's see here. A point-and-click adventure game.
Oh! Was it made
Okay,
by...
I'm all about that.
Was it made by Toge Productions?
Let's see here. Spooky Doorway, Apuka Gamer, Insomniac Dreams. No, but if I had to wager, I want to say like probably somebody on the Coffee Talk team worked on this and managed to work out some sort of crossover deal.
Huh. Oh, it's a nod. No, Ferris says it wasn't made by them. It's a nod to a fellow indie director. Oh, cool. I dig that.
Drop a link to that. Drop a link to that stuff.
Yeah, drop a link, please.
in video games.
Yeah, Ferris, drop a link to the game in video games if you don't mind. You too, Deadpool, because I think you were looking at it.
I will also shortly add that to my wish list.
That just makes me remember. There's this. Oh, I'm talking when I should be narrating. You caught me monologuing. The surprises just keep coming this week.
Let me go over there. You know each other?
More or less. We were brunch buddies.
Brunch buddies?
Brunch buddies.
I feel like I meant to say brunch buddies in that same serious tone. But I don't like to talk about it. I still get nightmares.
I feel ya. I wasn't sure we were gonna make it out alive.
We were truly the lucky ones.
Without a doubt.
I'll just take both of your words for it. Good.
I have several questions.
Because I don't like to talk about it.
So what brings you here, detective? Surely it's not the coffee.
Secret police reasons. I've not read the briefing yet. But enough about me. Tell me about your supernatural problems.
Yeah?
You need to bust a ghost.
Oh. Well, busting might be a bit much.
Also, Ferris says Georgie might actually... he does make an appearance in the game. So that's why they both know each other. That's cool.
I'm looking at this game, and it's giving me flashbacks to... I don't know if you ever saw this one, but like a horror adventure game, The Last Door. I might be all about this one.
Now, I do remember... Okay, this was an old point-and-click Flash game. Oh, boy. I wish I could remember the website that made the game. But they made a game called Nick... The detective was named Nick Bounty. And
yes!
Oh, you know about the Nick Bounty games, yeah.
Yes!
So...
They're counterfeit crabs!
Yeah, no, they made 2 of them. There was one...
Yeah, oh yeah!
There was the counterfeit crabs, and then there was the one about the salt.
Yes.
And there was going to be a third one, but then the company, like, I guess, dissolved or something, and they never made it. So...
Yeah, I remember playing those back in the days on, like, one of those freeware game websites.
Fun Zone, Addicting Games, yeah.
Yep, I remember those. Those were fun. And gosh, somebody stopped me because I was about to reminisce further about a series of those I played. The Ben Jordan series.
Ben Jordan.
Paranormal Investigator.
Okay. I was also going to bring up the Trapped series. So Trapped, Pursuit, and Escape. If anyone ever played those. That was actually where, fun fact, that was where Edwin Tiong, who voices like, okay, so Edwin Tiong, I think that's how you say his last name. For those who don't know who he is, you have probably heard his voice on the internet before. Edwin Tiong voices, for example, if you played Dust and Elysian Tale, he voices the bad guy Fuse, like the first boss you fight. That's Edwin Tiong. He's done a ton. He's also done, I believe, some anime work as well. But I, growing up, knew him best as Dan McNeely, who is the protagonist of the Trapped game, and then is the antagonist for the rest of the series. And if you don't know about Trapped, it's the game where you start out locked in a bathroom, and the only way to get out of the bathroom is to find, like, what it's most memorable for is finding, like, someone's finger that's been cut off. And if you burn away the skin, it's actually an artificial finger. And like he does say, he goes like, the finger feels heavier than a normal finger. It's a very, like, again, it's a very silly game, but Edwin got his start there. And you might know him better as Omadon now. That's his actual username, is Omadon. Omadon has done work in Tome, Kerbifer's series. He's worked on, he's done a lot of Flash and other animation voice work. Also, has anyone ever here seen Nazo Unleashed, the old Newgrounds thing with, like, it was by Chakra X. It was old Sonic Flash animation on Newgrounds, and it's probably one of the most famous Flash animations around. Omadon is the voice of Nazo. That's also a big thing he's known for. And he's going to reprise Nazo in the upcoming, like, sequel that Chakra X is working on. Omadon has this very, like, his natural voice just sounds like a bad guy when he talks. Like, he's Nazo's voice actor. And, for example, what I remember him most for, the line I remember the most from him is, Diala, I've missed you. I'm so glad to see you're still alive. And when she points a gun at him, he's like, whoa there, whoa, calm down. We're all friends here, aren't we? Cast your mind back several months. There we were, standing on the precipice between life and death. Actually, I was there to arrest you for breaking and entering. Indeed. We had managed, because indeed you were. Like, again, he oozes charisma. And he's like, but he's a well-known voice actor at this point. I wish I could remember some of the other stuff he's done, though. But I can't right now. So, your fear of
things to look after this stream.
Yeah. And
thank you, Zaruk.
Yeah, and ghosts.
Something like that. I'm weak against ghostly looking stuff. I get freaked out easily. For example, I got a little spooked by what happened on Bourne Street the other day.
Ah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm. I know very well that unchecked fear leads to prejudice. That's why it's a no-no in my book. It even pains me to admit that out loud.
Sometimes the toughest case to crack is ourselves. Other times, it's ghosts.
How do you do it, detective? Your cases, man. I've probably lost all my hair by now if I were you.
I try not to think about it all that much. And when I do think about it, I think, who else will do it? Nobody. That's who.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Sorry, I'm checking some stuff. I'm trying to find something that y'all would recognize Omadon from. Let's see. He's oh yeah, he's in Freedom Planet. Both games actually.
Oh.
So he is the Magister in Freedom Planet. Both games.
Ah.
Yeah, he's the Magister.
Ah, that velvetiness.
Let's see. What else has he done? He's the narrator for the Tome video game. He's, let's see, what else is in here? Yeah, he's also, yeah, he's basically a freelance voice actor. And if you've watched Final Fantasy VII Machine Abridged, he's the voice of Hojo from that. The Doctor.
Because it is my fetish.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, that's him. He has been around for a while. Also, if you ever saw the Hi, I'm Daisy Persona 4 comic dub, he's Igor in that. Hello, Persona. That's him. Yeah, he's done it. Yeah, he's again, he's people know him, but he hasn't done anything for big, which is, well, you know what I mean, anime wise or stuff like that. Once you get over the dead part, they're just like you and me. Look.
Zombies are people too.
Yeah, I remember
Dead
this
people.
one case. We were investigating a haunted apartment. This lady, her husband had recently passed away, but wasn't moving on, if you get my drift. Real deadbeat. Couldn't take a hint. Anyway, we had to go in and exorcise the place, right? But the husband, he's caught wind and he's retreated into the basement. I won't get into the technicalities of it, but it's harder to get a ghost out of a basement or an attic. It's all about angles, really. I mean, I get it. That used to be his home. All his stuff is still there. It's hard. I get that. So, I'm slowly going down the stairs to try and coax him out. Bam! Next minute, all the romantic music is playing and the whole place is lit by a spotlight. Basic sensory illusions. Classic ghost tricks. Then, before I knew what hit me, I'm sitting at this pottery wheel and he's behind me and... Wait. Isn't this the plot of the 1990 film Ghost? Maybe.
Yeah.
We had a movie night at work and I dozed off before it started. The story must have slipped into my subconscious.
Riveting. Bullshit. Excuse me, sir. Bullshit.
Hey, Oh, wait, Deadpool, you want to play this guy?
Yes. Hey, detective. Hey, people I don't know.
Did you get your important errand sorted?
Sure, I sure did.
Dooley, I can see crumbs stuck to your face.
That's just the rain.
I'm guessing this is another. I'm guessing this is another character from the game.
It's very bready rain.
There's filling all over your top.
That's blood from a gunshot wound. It's healed up, though.
You're literally holding the receipt from the donut shop.
That's why they pay you the big bucks, detective.
I can feel Georgie rolling his eyes from here.
Yeah, this gives me real Miles Edgeworth and Gumshoe vibes. I mean, this man's uniform doesn't even fit him with how jacked he is.
Oh, what did I miss?
We're talking about getting rid of Officer William's fear of ghosts.
Hey!
Ghost?
Yeah, you're afraid of him, right, Dooley?
No idea. Never met one.
We stopped a ghost riot.
Ghosts aren't real.
Oh
So
my
you don't
God.
need to be scared of them. Easy.
Oh my God, Zaruk,
But,
buddy.
yeah.
Jelly donuts, jacked as hell, blatant dumbass. We're dealing with Brock from Pokemon here.
I mean... But his eyes are open. It can't be Brock. His eyes are open. Also, the skin color's not the same.
Well, it's dark, so he can actually open
Yeah.
his eyes.
These donuts are great. Jelly-filled are my favorite. I am never going to forget how bad that was because, look, I get it. It's a Japanese show. But look, I was like 5 when I saw that episode. Even I knew. I'm like, that's not a donut. I was like, that, I know, now granted, I didn't know what onigiri was till later, but even I was like, that's not a donut. Hey, there you go, I guess. Sorry, that wasn't much help.
Nah. What you said, they're just like us. That's a good thing to be reminded of.
Exactly. They used to be alive, just like us. As long as they don't try to eat, possess, violently murder you, you should be fine.
Very reassuring.
Just talk to them. Feel their culture. Listen to their issues and spectral wails. Treat them like any other person. See what's on the inside.
Which it should be easy since you can see right through them.
It is Brock. I thought you didn't believe in ghosts.
It's best not to overthink anything he says.
I certainly don't.
Well, thanks for the advice. I think it'll help. Score, why must you awaken these memories?
Our pleasure. Now, Dooley, I think we should read that case briefing and find out why we're here.
I already did.
Oh?
Turns out we meant to arrest the person driving that taxi. Instead of taking it all the way to Seattle, yes.
Why?
The driver was the Chupacabra.
Oh my god! It's just, Oh.
I'm in pain.
You alright, Vegeta? It's fine, just an aneurysm from sheer stupidity. Wow,
Yeah.
didn't think you were that stupid, Vegeta.
Stop right there, criminal scum! Nobody breaks the law on my watch. Confiscating your stolen goods. Now pay your fine, or it's off to jail.
Okay, let's get out of here, Dooley. Good luck, officer.
Thanks, McQueen. A lot. You too, Officer Dooley.
Bye, guy. Good luck with your rat problem or whatever. Bye, coffee wizard.
What?
Take care.
Oh, sorry, coffee.
Okay, okay, that's it. If I'm gonna get a picture of Zaruk, picture of me, for that I can use for streaming, or at least doing coffee talk or some kind of relaxed stream, Coffee Wizard Zaruk.
This is also more appropriate.
Hey, how you doing? Well, I'm doing just fine. I lied, I'm dying inside.
That was quite something.
Oh, what do you know, Zaruk? Looks like my good luck is back. Feeling like $1 million now.
I'm very glad you do.
You sure that's not just the alcohol and the coffee? Thanks anyway, Zaruk.
I really did nothing much. You gonna be okay?
okay enough to start thinking about what to do next. I'm done here for the night. You have a good evening, alright?
Please keep me updated, officer, and stay safe.
Will do.
Alright then. Maybe I'll go check the stock and...
Kitty cat?
Nope. Miss Riona, welcome. Hello. How's the traffic out there? It's a mess. There's construction work taking place on Leonora Avenue. Oof.
Oh no.
Oof. I can imagine the gridlock already. Fortunately, I have no deliveries to make today. That's great. I'm happy you're here. So, anything I can make for you this evening? I'd like something for my throat. I would appreciate a cup of tea infused with some lemon and a touch of honey. Alright. That's simple enough to do. Tea, lemon, and honey. Let's see what we got here. I see. Notice the name of the drink. Yeah. Midsummer Night's Dream, huh? Cup of warm Midsummer Night's Dream for you, miss.
So Oberon, Titania. Oh, I'm trying to remember the Pluck. I used to remember some of the names for that.
Yep, that's what we call it here. How whimsical. It's wonderful. Sweet, but well balanced with the lemon, and the slight bitterness of the tea completes the taste. Thank you. You're so very welcome. By the way, you just missed Officer Georgie by a few seconds. Is that so? How is he? He's been thinking about what you said quite a bit, actually. Oh? He's currently dealing with plenty of clues he isn't used to. That's why he's hard at work at the moment. I see. Would you mind doing me a favor? Oh? What do you need? Could you give my contact information to him? We only connected via Bluetooth last time, so... Oh. An email address and phone number are written on it, belonging to Riona Sheeran. Alright, I'll take that. Thank you. What I said a few days ago may have been a bit overwhelming. It is possible that I smoked more than was necessary. All because I couldn't help but feel a pang of bitterness knowing what happened to the tree. That's entirely understandable, though. But it is not my intention to interfere with his work. As such, if he requires any assistance, please, do let me know. It's the least I could do, as I realize there would be plenty of difficulty obtaining information. Oh, I mean because Officer Georgie's a human. And we semi-physical beings have our own way of sharing information. As such, I understand what you mean. Okay. I just do not wish to incriminate anything or anyone. It's fine, I get it. I'm glad. I'd say you've already helped him out in more ways than one. Sorry, did you say something? I was zoning out a little. No, nothing. I'll pass this on to him. Thank you. You're welcome. Bad traffic aside, how are you? To be honest, I've had a lot on my mind of late. And I don't know how to express it without sounding pathetic. You know I'm all ears. That may actually be part of the problem, I'm afraid. Pardon? You know, I've held conversations with more individuals over the past week than I have in the past few years. Is that a good or a bad thing? It's troubling. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean it necessarily in a negative way. It's just, I used to believe that I had a settled life objective. But I have been doubting it lately. How come? I finally heard back from Miss Rachel yesterday. Oh, any good news? No. Our fields are admittedly quite different, so I was not expecting much. However, she provided me with some contacts who may be of assistance, even though they had no direct connection to the audience I am trying to reach. I see. She explained clearly why she thinks I should contact them, however, which I am thankful for. Well, that's very thoughtful of her. So what's the battle plan? And why are you doubting yourself? In essence, the advice is to slowly increase my network, to make myself known. Oh, sounds familiar, doesn't it? You can probably guess my concern about it. I think so, but you could give me a refresher, just so I don't misunderstand. I feel like that would be a shortcut, so to speak. Right. She did, however, remind me of an important and humbling fact. What would that be? Well... Oh, but it's not guaranteed you'll get anything out of it, don't you think? Unless you're really, really sure the so-called shortcut is 100% gonna work. Because you'll have to do way, way more than just making a few calls and waiting for callbacks, you know? I'd say that's a decent impression of her. Thank you. After that, she told me a story about her early career experiences, both the good and the bad. Yeah, did she mention Coachella? How we, told her not to go to that dude's party and everything? Yeah, we saved her on that. Did she mention that part? Getting noticed is truly only the beginning. Then it is either a matter of letting your talent speak for you, or you go out there to develop connections with the right people. Preach. I feel this all the time when I'm streaming. Like, look, I'm gonna be real with you guys. If I got to be like a, big-ish streamer and everything, I probably first of all, don't think I want to be part of any group or anything because I've read the horror stories. I don't think I want to be part of any big group. Second of all, I'm me. I just, like I've told you, I just do this to chill and have fun. And as I've said before numerous times, I do this just so you guys can take a 3 to 4 hour break from the day and don't have to worry about all, the tough stuff. Just for 3 to 4 hours, just data dump everything and just relax. That's it. So, and again, I see a lot of, streamers and VTubers grab onto people and surge, ahead. There's some people I know who already have over 1,000 followers, but the thing is, every time I see them, I remember something. Because I'll be the first to admit it. I got my start. I'll admit it. I got lucky when I got started. I was streaming with Gaz, with Glaze, with Salazia, with Gothic, with Tay, all people who had a lot of people following them already. So my people took notice of me very quickly. And I'm thankful for that. I will never not be thankful for that. And even though I don't stream with them anymore, because I want to do my own thing, and because of, some disagreements on stuff, one thing I've realized is that, and I don't want to say this in a very, condescending kind of way, it's that I think I prefer, if I could trade between what I have now or having, over 2,000 followers, I think I want to stay with this because I know that everyone who shows up to these streams, everyone who's followed me, has been someone that either, is interested in what I do or, is interested in me. Not you can have thousands of followers, but they're not all going to be on a stream. They can't all make it. But the ones who are constantly here, like you guys, the people who are watching now, and the people who check the VODs out and everything, or are part of the Discord community, I know they'd still be here. And I know, and I've got, Josiah, I've got, you're part of our Mech Warrior group, and you've been here for a while. Same thing with Andrea, with Cataclysm, with Nile, all of that. You too, Deadpool. I wouldn't trade that because then, I know a lot of streamers often say, hey, you don't want to make friends with the people viewing you because you're meant to entertain them. I agree, but that's only at a big level. Right now, I like having this community that I am a part of. I don't want to trade that. And while I don't think I'm a talented, I'm not the next XQC, I'm not the next Ninja, I'm not any of that because I'm a bit more laid back. I don't really have all that powerful energy that a lot of other people have. And as for developing connections, well, I do that by just streaming with the people I want to stream with. It's fun. I like hanging out with friends and doing that kind of stuff. And yes, you don't control if you get popular, but as I've said before, I honestly think rapid popularity is a curse. It's the monkey's, It's the monkey's paw. You ask for popularity and you get it, but very quickly you find out those people are not your fans. They're usually there for other stuff. Again, I'm not going to give names or anything because, first of all, I'm not here to cause drama. But I do firmly admit, and I believe, that a lot of a lot of people now, or at least that are part of the VTubing community, I do think a lot of them let the popularity get to their heads, and then they don't think they have to improve. They don't think that they have to, change things. They think that they can just, rely on this small group that they've known, and that small group slowly becomes an echo chamber. I don't like that. That's why I've told everyone who's part of my Discord community, the Guardians who are the moderators, other streamers, everything, I want to be kept honest. If I fuck up, I want people to tell me, Zaruk, you fucked up. Because otherwise, I don't improve. And I expect that from everyone. And besides, the most important thing is if I didn't have this group around me, the friends I have now, I wouldn't be playing new stuff. I never would have touched Mech Warrior 5. I never would have, introduced people to Armello. I never would have played through, Fallout New Vegas with Jaeger, all that stuff. If anything, my streaming has gotten better and more varied because I have people around me who recommend different stuff. So, yeah. Big streamers are around because they love what they do. Proton John, Tom Fox, NCS. Yeah, you're right. So they love what they do. And I love this. As I say at the end of my streams, it's a pleasure and a privilege to entertain you guys. So, and again, would I say no if my popularity increased? Hell no. I'd be more than happy for it, but I want to do this to help people, to make their lives a little bit better every day. I don't give a shit about the money. I've got a job. This is just something I do for fun. I don't give a shit about the money. I don't get and all of that stuff. That means nothing to me. Besides, I've read the horror stories about what happens to streamers who get big and then you start making money and everything. Yeah, imagine trying to figure that out on your taxes. No, thank you. No thanks.
Fuck that shit, I'm out.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm out. So yeah. But regardless, I guess what I'm trying to say is, for me,
comfy streams and good regular.
Yeah, and again, developing connections with the right people is just, making bonds and playing with different people and trying different stuff. I mean, so yeah, I'm still not gonna do there have been people who've been saying, hey, if you do horror games or maybe Dark Souls, you'll get more attention. I suck at those games though. That's the thing.
That said, I mentioned earlier, I do recommend The Last Door for a Halloween stream because it's an adventure game and it's spooky as all fuck. But that's besides. Do you mind if I interject on this a little bit?
Shoot.
I'll level with you. I used to never follow streaming, period. I just didn't follow. I didn't really care to. I watched VODs from one or two people that I enjoyed, but they used to be Let's Players. And right around here, you're the first one that I've ever bothered actually trying to follow in any way, shape, or form. And it's, in a way, because of the scale of things. the tired phrase entertaining ourselves while you watch definitely applies here when I'm just sitting here doing dumb voices for a game. And like I said, it feels more direct. In the larger streams, I've tried watching a couple of them before. It's this weird parasocial thing that makes my skin crawl a little bit. But this here, you know us. You know the regulars that come in. You know, we know the folks that come in regularly. We know them by pretty much screen name at this point. And it's more like just a regular thing. You come around, you know everybody. I used to be part of the local indie wrestling scene here. It's that same idea. We're all here. We're all regulars. We come and we bond over that. So, really, in a way, that's why I ended up here, is because it didn't immediately make me go, okay, this is something odd, something little bit skin crawly. It's something that actually is a real community.
Yeah, and I mean, one of those aspects that I'm hoping to capitalize on, and because I like doing that, is tomorrow. Just a big for anyone who's listening. Tomorrow is going to be special. I actually forgot about it until I was reminded. But months ago, this bit of spoilers for tomorrow. Months ago, Andrea asked if we could celebrate May the 20th by streaming MechWarrior, because in May 20th is a very special day in the MechWarrior franchise, because that is the Battle of Tukiyid, one of the biggest battles in MechWarrior history. And I said yes, so I forgot to change my schedule to show that. But yeah, tomorrow it's not Grandia, it's MechWarrior, so we're getting the whole group back together for some MechWarrior stuff. And again, like, there's also more I want to do, because I'm going to tell you guys right now, like, for those of you who are here right now, this is something I'm actually excited about. For those who don't know, a new the Starship Troopers, like, Horde survival FPS game dropped in dropped in beta or whatever a few days ago. It allows
Saw that.
Yeah, it allows 16 players to play at once. And something that I want to do is I want to grab people in my community and some other VTubers and go ham in that game, because I love Starship Troopers. Y'all saw me play Terran Command. I love Starship Troopers. And the fact that I get to watch my friends and other VTubers get mauled to death by arachnids because I'm the only guy who knows where to shoot them, like, it sounds hilarious to me. But again,
how much is that?
I don't know. I don't even know if it's open beta or what.
I just pulled up on Steam. It's in early access for $25.
Yeah,
That's tempting.
Yeah, but I'm gonna wait a little bit, because, like, as fun as this early access, I've told you before, I'm not a big fan of early access stuff. Like, I want to wait. So, and besides, I have something else planned for next week. For those who don't know, let me just say, we're gonna go back to the boomer shooters for a bit, because next week, and if you're up to date on your stuff, you know what you're about to know what I'm talking about. Next week, Bolt Gun, the boomer shooter, drops next week.
Let's say we Ave Imperador here?
Yeah, Bolt Gun drops next week. So,
I didn't know it was dropping that quickly.
Yeah, on the 23rd. Yeah, 23rd. Yep.
See, I don't have the money for all these things, but I want it.
Let's see, hold on. I feel guilty because I made an awful first impression because I ended up attacking Zaruk in a PTSD-induced rant. Oh, hold on. Yeah, look. Again, you don't need to feel guilty. I understand. Getting bullied like that would charge anyone. If anything, what I'm appreciative of, Hop, is the fact that you calmed down and you're part of the community. The thing is, you listen. When someone tells you what's up or that you've done wrong, you listen and you're trying to be better. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people would just feel like, oh, the streamer's posse is ganging up on me. No, you listen. And you are part of the community. A lot of the things you've said have made sense. Your ideas are good. Like the fact when I pitched that idea about a horror-themed trench game, yeah, one of them exists, but the ideas you and I tossed around are way cooler. So again, there's potential there. There seriously is. So again, don't put yourself down. Also, while Josiah was talking, she talked about how she picked up Lucas last night. Remember he made that tweet where he was like, yeah. She said he was loud and he was drunk. Which she picked him up. Right, let's see, here it is. Yeah, he was stuck. Pardon? He posted about it on social media last night. I might have seen that. Did you? I came across it when I was updating my schedule and he responded out of concern. Then he called me almost immediately. He was loud, all sounds in order, and extremely drunk. Really?
Yeah.
He denied it at first,
that tracks.
but it was too obvious not to notice. He told me he was walking aimlessly, deep in thought, and entered Cary Park without realizing he had done so. Must have been some deep thinking he was doing, because I think it rained pretty hard last night. Well, I wouldn't know. The bus to and from there is currently not operating after 10 p.m., which is why I sent him a message informing him of that fact, as he seemed to be unaware of it. Right. So he called me to ask if there was any other mode of public transit nearby. Wouldn't it have been easier for him to just call a cab? He told me he wanted to know the city better. At midnight. Why not? After all, you operate your business after dark yourself. Yes, but I also keep a shotgun under the table in case someone tries to rob me. Like out in the middle of out in the middle of Seattle, midnight, pouring down rain. You were asking to get mugged. Like.
Furthermore, you're not running the shop off your face, shit-faced drunk.
I don't know of any other group of people who would just invite a random dingus who just started. Random dingus? What? Like, again.
I resembled that from work.
Look, I've said this before. Normal doesn't exist. Normal is boring. Everyone is different and everyone deserves the chance to be part of something. I didn't care that you were new, Raleus. You were interested, and again, I want my community to be part of people who are a part of it. Just having people sit around in the community and do nothing or not be a part of something is boring. Lame. I want an active community. I want people involved. Touché. Perhaps he just didn't want to go home yet. And I might be mistaken here, but I thought he doesn't like drinking. Wasn't it partying? Nevertheless, I think last night was quite different. Huh? It appears he had dinner with his team, and he needed the extra courage in order to... Oh, no. In order to negotiate his proposed new direction. Oh.
That's a bad combination of factors.
I see. I suppose it didn't go as expected. Yeah, no! Liquid courage is okay, but... perhaps. And I know that feeling all too well. However, he said he will keep negotiating until they reach a compromise. Well, that's good. Is it, though? Miss Rachel told me about the hoops she had to jump through at the beginning of her career with her teammates as well. Likewise, Mr. Lucas has to work hard to obtain approval from his team for his actions. How can they still be so positive? What do you mean? I just cannot picture myself convincing others to give me a chance like that. I almost wanted to ask, why do we have to be at the mercy of others in order to succeed or fail? You're not. Again, do they open some doors? Yes. Do they allow for opportunities? Yes. But that only starts if you make the choice to walk forward. The doors don't open and the path doesn't appear unless you walk it. You know, the mercy of others in order to succeed or fail. In some ways, yes. But again, if you don't start, then you've already failed. Again, you can, here's what one of my old family members used to tell me. Doors will open and close throughout your life. You got to keep walking. If the door doesn't open, find another door. And if no doors are open, make one. Because by smashing through the wall, or by picking the lock, or just slamming the door open, or getting someone to open it from the other side, you keep walking. But if you don't walk, you've already failed. Can't talent speak for itself? Ah, you want a meritocracy, I see. Sorry, that is a delusion of fantasy at this point. I'm very sorry.
I want to remember the anime off the top of my head. That was just basically that.
A meritocracy?
Yes.
But if I truly believed that, with the number of rejections I've received so far, I should have stopped a long time ago, shouldn't I? Right. That's why it doesn't work that way. What do you mean? To let talent speak for itself, we would all have to have the same standards. I see what you mean. Art would cease to be art if it were standardized, wouldn't it? And there's your argument for why AI art fucking sucks. It ceases to be art if it's standardized. And I don't care that art can make different things out of it. No. Because everyone's creativity is different.
The AI shit is an interesting tool and toy. Calling it art is stretching the definition to a very silly point.
The thing AI art should be used for is references. What it should be used for is references, ideas, and concepts that you then pass on to a real artist. Because if you can give them something to visualize, it's a hell of a lot easier. So,
exactly.
Yeah. However, doesn't that imply that everything still depends on the whims of the individual judging you at that moment? How does someone like Miss Rachel or Mr. Lucas manage to be fine with that? Perhaps because they don't see it as the be-all and end-all. What do you mean? Rather than viewing them as judges with the authority to determine their fates, perhaps they simply see them as hills to either overcome or avoid, if that makes sense. Just a matter of perspective as to where the power lies. But it's not easy to climb those hills, especially if you've never done it before. Therefore, it's good to try and find out what works for you, or ask for guidance, or assistance even. Because one can't possibly know every single way to overcome obstacles, or be able to safely recognize warning signs without first learning about them from others. You guys want to know what the hardest the hardest thing to ask is? The hardest thing to ask.
Or help.
Yeah, the hardest thing to ask someone is help. That is the hardest word to use to ask someone for something. It is so hard. But let this imp give you a little piece of advice. It is not weakness to ask for help. Rather, it is a strength to know that you are not enough. Again, there will be challenges you can overcome. You are not a burden if you can't overcome them alone. Asking for help, even the smallest amount, is not weakness. No, rather, weakness is saying, I don't care if I'm not strong enough, I'm gonna keep pushing on this rock until I move it. No, your weakness is that you're stubborn, or that you think that you believe this mindset that you have to do it alone. No one does things alone. And there are people out there who are afraid of asking for help because people think they're going to get backstabbed, betrayed, or make themselves vulnerable. I hate to say this, but that's kind of the risk you take. But at the same time, that means if you find someone who does help you, all the more reason to keep them around because they'll help you again. I mean, you should return the favor too, but you know what I mean. If you fear don't fear failure. Fear never having tried. And again, you try and try until you can't try again, and then you either ask for help, and if that doesn't work, then that's the best you can do. But again, that's just an obstacle to go around. You can't go through it, and you can't go over it, go around it. Don't stop. Let's see. We'll be able to safely recognize warning signs without first learning about them from others. Is that what you're trying to say? I see. Still. Miss Riona? Yes. Sorry, I got a bit lost in my thoughts. Do you hear the voices too? Do you hear the voices too? You're fine, I promise.
See, I was gonna say, your thoughts or the thoughts you come across someone else?
Yeah. But speaking of Mr. Lucas, what happened to him after the call? I picked him up and drove him home. Whoa. But I thought you're located in Bellevue. I am. But I still had unfinished business in the downtown area. Moreover, he began singing quite loudly near the end of our call. Which led me to conclude that it would be best for me to go and fetch him. I see. How was his singing, in your opinion? It wasn't too bad. If not
That bad, huh?
If not for the fact that he was screaming most of the lyrics, that is. Well,
new metal.
yeah, well. His hoodie was soaked when I arrived, so he had to take it off before getting into my car. Oh my.
Okay.
Thankfully, the water did not completely soak through to his shirt, so he remained relatively dry. However, I still had to lay down the seat covers as his fur got rather wet.
The smell of death, the
Yeah.
smell of wet satyr cannot be pleasant.
Hey, Hop, you should Hop, copy and make these down. Like all the stuff you're typing, copy that down, put it on a document, because again, it might be good to read these things because I'm seeing these. There's some good ideas. And yeah, I get it. You struggled with it. Yeah, all the more reason to copy and paste those onto something so you remember. It's always good to keep track of your struggles because sometimes they can be used to make other things. Hope he didn't get sick then. I mean, wait, didn't he say... Yeah, no, he's hungover and he was making bad jokes. I think he's okay. Aside from all
that sounds about
yeah,
that
was
sounds
he
normal.
okay? Considering the situation you mentioned earlier, I mean. Well, he happily asked me to do karaoke with him, which I declined. Probably for the best. Could have been entertaining, though.
I do have this tie in my pocket.
Yeah, I ended up taking him for a drive, though, as I needed to take care of my unfinished business. A late-night delivery? No, I was buying a pie. At midnight? Yes. Why, concerned you may have a competitor? No, not at all. Maybe a little bit. I was buying a pie. Oh boy, what flavor? Pie flavor. Oh, Zaruk, you'll be fine. I sort of want to know, just so I can inform Officer Georgie about it. Oh, why? His daughter loves pies. When his car was vandalized, Officer Georgie had plans to buy pies for his family get-together. But the report took a while and the weather was bad. And by the time he was able to get a taxi, he thought everything was already closed. I see. But he takes pride in being a Seattleite. So I wonder if he knows about it already. Well, it is a very small kiosk attached to a pub. Very easy to miss. The spot is known as Disco Pie, and it serves fresh pies until 1 a.m. Interesting. Good to know. Thanks. Getting back to the story, though. But unfortunately, we'll have to pick that up next time, because I am way over time here. So, but...
Hey,
shoot,
always
yeah.
a treat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will admit it's cool to have those Georgie, Lucas, and Riona be the main characters for this one. But anyway, appreciate it, you two. I'll talk to you guys later.
Have a good one, Chief.
You too. Well, with that, that's going to do it for the night. We are going to go raid someone. Give me a minute. Let's see if we can find somebody to raid tonight. Let's see. What are we going to do here? See who's available. One moment. Let's see. Cat Volts is playing Command and Conquer, but we raided her recently. Let's see. Let's see here. What do we got? Let's see. Man, there's a lot of people on here. How about... You know what? Let's go say hi to, let's see. Yeah, you know what? Let's go say hi to, I think we're gonna go say hi to, yeah, we're gonna go say hi to Davey Valentine, who's playing Super Mario World. Davey's cool. He raided me back when we were playing Grandia that one time. So let's go give him some support. Let's see. There we go. Let me get this set up. Regardless, I hope you've all had a great time tonight. As I have always said, it's a privilege and a pleasure to entertain all of you. And I still stand by that. Let's see. Here we go. Let's get this raid started. I'm Zaruk Windcaller. A privilege and a pleasure as always. And I remember, most of all, that the memories you make in life, good and bad, make you who you are. Don't trade them for anything. Now, remember that there are people who love you, people who care about you, and you never fight any battles alone. I'll see you guys tomorrow to honor the Battle of Tukiad. I hope you have a great night. I love you all. Bye-bye.